And I would like to introduce our players. So we have Garn being played by Ruan. We have Ves being played by Catherine. We have Bickle being played by the returning Cat, not the previous. Anyway, you get the idea. We have Lars being played by Rebecca. We have Paul taking the role of Wal for one last round. And of course, we have Tash returning as Lilac. Our little goblins have moved their way up from the slums, having survived the funerary feast and the abduction of their family birthright. They reclaimed it from the fungus farm, from the evil hands of Haggard, Bigard. Well, maybe not evil, but you know, just it was theirs by right. But the players took it back by right, and then moved on from there to a luxurious manor house in the suburbs, where they tried very hard to fit in with the gentry of Goblin society in the middle class, let's even say upper middle class, in a fancy manor house. Realizing the truth behind their family and revealing the truth of their family heritage so that all would know. And in fact, if it's something that goblins like more than anything else, and that's a good rumor. And so this story has spread far and wide, and it is now public knowledge that the Harrow family and these members of the Harrow family are in fact not war criminals. They were done a dirty deed by Gritspan Thornhold, who has seen them laid low in their reputation, but now they are riding high on public acclaim. And as they have taken on the role of the recently deceased Grand Vizier, at least in a temporary measure, until a vote can be cast to decide the new Grand Vizier, they have been able to draft the documents necessary to receive a pardon for their family. However, it has recently come to light that without the seal of the great Zarth on that document, the pardon does not stand, and they will continue to be war criminals, and they will be exiled once the vote goes through, possibly more. They make their way, you make your way over the next few days through the rest of the suburbs of Zarenthal, grabbing what little belongings and retainers you feel you want to bring with you into the grand central towers, the structure that exists on top the central ziggurat of Zarenthal. Now you come into the central area of Zarenthal, you realize there are a large amount of stately buildings. The central administration is based here, but the base of the central ziggurat is the garrison, the Imperial Guard, and all of central Zarenthal is protected by the Imperial Guard. No other armed forces are allowed into this area. You are escorted by the Imperial Guards through the base of the complex and then into the large tower network that exists above the central ziggurat, ascending a series of steps and elevation devices to some luxurious apartments. A luxurious apartment that was always, or has always been, the home of the Grand Vizier. It is decked out with all manner of cupboards and goods, bristling and brimming with fabrics and cloth. All sorts of jewelry, knickknacks, odds and sods lie about the place, weapons of all description, and the centerpiece of the weapons and armor that you find in the place is, of course, a single large battle dress. And this sticks in your mind in particular because you are told roughly by the Imperial Guard as they leave the room of these luxurious apartments with a vast view of all of Zarenthal. In fact, there's a spyglass on one of the balconies from which you can see your old abodes and trace your path from the suburbs to this current location. But you are told by the Imperial Guard as they leave the room that you are due to attend the ball tonight. But they stop before they leave and turn quickly to announce the winners of this competition. The last two winners, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people and persons, goblins and gribblies, are with a resounding amount of votes. And again, it was a very tight competition, but these two people pushed above and beyond to enter into the finals. And these players are Jaffaz and Jackson H. That's Jaffaz and Jackson H. We look forward to seeing you all next week in the grand finals. That information is going to go up online as well. And then the Imperial Guard continues on their way, closing the door behind you. And behind them, there's a little knock on the door. Clack, 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 clack.
I'll wrench the door.
Yes! You look around, and then your eyes track slowly down until you see a small goblin who appears to be almost completely enclosed in a huddle of robes and a wig that is probably too large for them. They're young, you can tell by the complexion, and they imperiously march by you into the chambers and say, "Hello, my name is Chet, and I am your liaison from the Central Administration. As you may well know, from taking the position of the Grand Vizier, it is one of your jobs to liaise between the Central Administration and the Great Zarth Prettledonk II. And I am here to make sure that all of your needs are met. You are, of course, expected in a few hours to attend the Great Ball, your precious little time. And there are a few things that you may wish to know. I'm here to help. Oh, another thing you may wish to know is that a decree was issued earlier this morning by the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth Prettledonk II. Yes, the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth, Grigor the Snake, officially on behalf of the Great Zarth Prettledonk II, issued the decree that once the official voting is concluded tonight, the acting vizier shall be ceremoniously defenestrated. The voting will happen after the ball tonight in 3 hours.
I have a question.
What is your question?
What's defenestrated?
That is when you take a body and throw it, ceremoniously in this case, out the window.
Hang on.
Well, guys, you're in the new vizier thing, right?
Yes! Lars is the new vizier.
I thought we were all the new vizier, weren't we?
I think you're the representative body of the new vizier,
I don't
so...
think it was just me. I thought it might be all of us.
But in a more specific way. It was you, right?
Yeah, it's Lars.
You're the one who had the knife in your hand, right? I have a question. Let's say that the acting vizier wanted to avoid defenestration.
Yes.
And as acting vizier, can we pardon the acting vizier?
Ah, yes, you see, a very good question. The defenestration edict that has been issued by the Great Zarth Prettledonk II has been issued on the grounds that your family are still war criminals and have not yet received a pardon. Should you receive a pardon, which I see that you have several copies of right there, that you must have made up earlier as the Grand Vizier, as soon as you can get the signature of the Great Zarth on them, then you can be pardoned. And not only will you not be defenestrated, you will also then be able to partake in the, as legitimate nobles, in the voting. You can put one of your family members forward to be voted in as the Grand Vizier, new Grand Vizier.
I feel like I now have a grasp of the political system. How do you guys feel? Alright, so, how...
Or, of course, you could usurp the Great Zarth. I mean, it's a proud tradition of all goblin kind. Of course.
Is he going to be at the ball tonight?
Of course, the Great Zarth hosts all of the balls.
And also, what do we get to wear to the ball?
Well, anything you want. And the Chet waves his hand across, and you look across the bristling cupboards, filling out with all kinds of furs and fabrics and bureaus, dressed overflowing with knickknacks and odds and sods, all great manner of shiny things, possibly more than you can carry, but I'm sure there are some people in this party who may take up that challenge. And of course, a single battle dress that lies in the middle of the room. Any personnel that you need, I can secure. Of course, if you feel like you wish to engage in something more combative, you may wish to take the dress in with you, of course. There are no restrictions in the ball, because as you obviously know, due to your good breeding, he takes a moment and fishes out a small footstool and then stands up on the footstool. So, The rules of the ball are as follows. There will be 4 dances. Each dance will last for approximately 1 minute, between which there will be 15-minute breaks. There will be 3 breaks over the period of time. The dance is a partnered dance, and all people on the dance floor must be dancing with a partner. Of course, that means that both hands of both partners must be joined at all times. Otherwise, they will be escorted off the dance floor by the Imperial Guard for that round of the dance. Yes.
What if you only have one hand?
That is a... He pulls out a long piece of paper from an almost invisible pocket in his robe. Scratch, scratch. And then pulls out another piece of paper. He goes, yes, good question. This. So, in the case that you only have one hand, the other partner must have both hands on that hand. However, there is cause for the other person to simply have that hand behind their back, so long as their fingers are crossed.
Can I ask?
Wait, I'm not finished.
Oh.
Thirdly, I can't remember where I was. Hold on. There is all living or live ammunition ejected from a party during the course of the dance must also adhere to the rules of the dance. And if they are not partnered and do not have their hands connected to their partner, then they will also be escorted off. Apart from that, there are no other rules to the dance. This is a platform for settling disputes between nobles. They're not allowed to talk to each other aside from that. In fact, all official communication between noble houses and between the noble houses and the Great Zarth must go through the Grand Vizier, the role which you are now acting out.
The role that we are all now acting out.
But more specifically...
Yes, let me adjust those notes. The rule that you are all looks now acting. You are all, yes, that is correct.
No,
I believe
it's
in the edict, and he pulls out laws. I don't believe that's how all is spelled.
All laws is acting
Pulls
out.
out a great gold tablet that has written on it the edict of the great Zarth, Breldonk II. And goes, it says here that all members of the Harrow family present to be defenestrated.
Ah! I mean, oh, gosh.
You're going first.
That
Can I ask?
Well, I don't want to be thrown out a window.
No. Does the Great Zarth currently have a High Priest of Ting? Because I feel like that's a serious
you might be
spot
referring
lacking.
to the Grand Poobah.
Oh.
Yes, the Grand
Of course,
Poobah.
Grand Poobah.
Yes, the Grand Poobah is the head of the church, and primarily they they worship all of the gods, including the demigods. They are led on by the Great Zarth and the lineages of Great Zarths, who are all, living god kings on this earth. But of course, the main gods that they adhere to are Ting and Rolo. You can spot them by the pointy stick they hold, and the other smaller goblins that strain beneath them to carry their girth around the room.
Okay.
Apart from that, there are 4 noble families of significant value. There are the Feudals, the Thrats, the Zangols, and lastly, the insignificant ones.
That's a mouthful.
No. There's one other family. Feagles, Thrats, Zangols, and...
They who shall
Some
not
others.
be named.
Well, clearly they're unimportant. So I don't think they're going to be a threat to us.
No, they are reasonably important. They're just kind of very ordinary, so they'll tend to sink in.
Blend into your mind.
Blend into my mind. Let me just check my notes again.
I hate those kind of people.
The Larks.
The Larks.
They're just so ordinary.
It's like you see them and they walk away, and as soon as they immediately walk away, you forget that you've seen them.
I forgot that I saw them. Regardless, if you are interested in participating in the voting process, they are the people who will be voting for you. Oh, of course, and the Great Zarth, Breldonk II, who has 2 votes, and the Grand Poobah, who has a single vote. That's all.
I have a question.
Yes, what is your question? While
Ties, narrow or big? Ruffles, yes, no.
Beret.
Shoulder pads, 2 or 3.
yes, all of the above.
Okay.
I have questions
Center
about this
part,
pairing
side
thing.
part.
So you're saying we all need to have a partner?
Yes, but of course, it's not just the 4 great noble houses that exist on the dance floor. There are many lesser noble houses that will be at the ball. All noble houses are required to attend the ball tonight. And of course, from them you can choose your partners, or from the group here you can choose your partner.
Can I
We
change
just-
partners partway through dancing?
Yes, absolutely. But
as long
it has
as
to
I'm
be a
holding
hand.
people's hands all the time.
That is correct.
I do like holding
Also,
hands.
between rounds, you can change your partners.
Does it mean you have to go with the person's hands? You have to remove them in order to then get.
Yes, or you can either change.
What if dancing isn't your style?
Everyone is required to dance.
Okay.
By law, you at least need to step on the dance floor. If you don't want to dance, you can then let go of your partner's hands and be disqualified by the Imperial Guard.
Are there penalties for disqualification?
No, apart from the
Discrimination.
shame, people call you names.
And you'll be thrown out of a window, right?
Oh, so no penalties.
No. There are no official penalties for not dancing. Well, for not stepping on the dance floor to start with. But of course, it's where alliances are made and broken. So it is looked down on if you don't do that.
I'm still confused. Is this meant to be a fun day? Is Zarth going to be having fun today? Is he going to be in a
I'm not
merry
sure.
mood?
It's been a long time since the great Zarth II has actually said anything.
Anything?
Well, there's a long string of saliva that continues to come out of his mouth. But ever since the mouthpiece of the great Zarth took over all of their communications, that is Grigor the Snake, no one's really heard much out of him.
It sounds like he's going to be tasty soon.
Sounds like it might be ripening.
Yummy.
Does he have any family?
The great Zarth II. No, they've all been assassinated, I believe.
The best
How does
way to
this thing
confirm
work?
alliances.
Gong, gong, gong.
Right? Well, what the battle dress, of course. Oh, well, it is a simple construction. If you have a look at it, let's see. So, the battle dress is
beautiful.
a multi-tiered device. It has several layers, and you can engage with it however you like, really. So, as you can see around the place, and he gestures around it, and you see there are a lot of various contraptions and weapons and configurations that are here and there in the place. But as you can see, the dress is a 3-tier structure, where there is the top, where, say, you might jump into it, and then there is a midsection, which is generally occupied by small creatures, like kobolds or gnomes, depending on what kind of apparatus you want to use. And then there is the bottom layer that is operated by a bunch of dwarves. Now, I can secure you with all the dwarves that you need, but any dwarf or medium creature can be used to drive the battle dress by occupying the bottom part of it.
I climb in the battle dress.
I'm going to climb in the bottom of the battle dress and see if I can operate it while still actually being able to do anything, or am I just a disembodied set of feet at that stage?
So it's set up, you find as you climb under the battle dress that when you get in there, there are actually a set of shoulder holsters that secure to the top of your body. And as you get in there, you realize that you can just move around, and apart from a couple of prods that seem to be attached like directly above the heads of all of the shoulder holsters that seem to be attached to foot pedals in the upmost position.
I start pedaling furiously.
Okay, the prod starts poking you in the head.
Grab a prod and stick it back up.
Stop! Bad feet.
Your hands will be free to use spears or any other devices that you might want to employ in this particular battle dress.
I have a question, Chad.
Yes, what's that?
Everyone on the dance floor must be holding hands.
Everyone on the dance floor must be holding hands.
Anyone that's visible on the dance floor.
Anyone that's visible. Of course, if they are contained completely within another person's outfit, then they are not considered to be on the dance floor. Thus, the clause about living ammunition.
What kind of dancing we gotta do?
Oh, swinging each other around and moving, and sometimes people will just, go wildly and hit each other. Some of them have particularly sharp bum plates that they use to bump one another about. Others have synchronized halberd swinging, the use of the two arms. Some particularly stronger or larger goblins will swing their smaller partners around, clad in spiked plate mail. Others have long deceased partners and so just hold the severed hands of their deceased and use their legs and armored protrusions to move about the dance floor flailing. But really, a status quo is reached. While there may be lesser nobles who wish to engage in conflicts on the dance floor with each other, the lesser nobles will mostly go out of their way to endeavor to protect the major noble houses. So unless people have particular beefs against each other, then much of the dance can go without a hitch. That doesn't usually happen.
You mentioned beef. Is there beef around here?
Yes, all of the great foodstuffs of the nation will be available. Yes, not right here, right now, unless you're immediately hungry.
Juice rats.
Some of the slime rats, juice rats, crunch rats. I believe they have a long list of rats. He pulled out another stream of paper from this magical pocket he has in his robes. Yes. 7 types rat and 7 spice rat soup.
I'd like to speak to the Zarth before the ball, and then we can just get him to just...
I'm afraid that's an impossibility. However, you will be able to see them at the ball.
Well, can't they just, stamp our pardon, and then we're done?
And you said that he has a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
What's that
let's go
person
talk to the mouthpiece.
Yes, Grigo the snake, of course. Well, unfortunately, we have very little amount of time, and you must get ready for this ball. So I encourage you to dress. You will have 15 minutes before the ball starts to be able to hobnob, as it were, with the various people in the room.
We only have one battle dress for our whole family.
Yes, but there are many other outfits.
I'm going to start scrambling around looking at all of the other outfits.
I am
holding them up
joining you immediately.
and switching.
Yeah.
I just grab my loincloth, and I just, dab some, sparkles on it, and I'm like, can I have a bag full of severed hands?
Yes, let me see to that. And they're like, whispers, and then a small goblin drops out the bottom of his robes and runs away into a tiny, hole in the side of the wall.
If you hold up anything shiny, Weil holds up anything shiny, I'm snatching it out of his hands and squirreling it away.
And so we enter the dressing for the ball montage segment of this game, where we'll go around in a circle and you will tell me exactly what it is you will wear and whether or not you will be involved in the battle dress.
Right.
Shall we start with...
First of all, I think we need to figure out who's wearing the battle dress.
Who's on top?
Are we taking turns? Can we just clarify?
There's a space for a passenger there, right?
I feel like we need a big person in the battle dress.
Aww.
Will a big person fit in the battle dress?
It's
goblin size.
Medium-sized creature will fit in, can be cinched in. You have time to adjust the battle dress.
It's very
Chet will
shiny.
summon engineers to adjust it to your needs and install any mechanisms that you want in it.
Do we need to, do we want a big person or do we want a romancy person? And then all of the stabbers can be underneath.
Or
Yes, who is the
stabbers can
face?
be anywhere
Either of
else.
these purposes.
Who's good at who's good at, I don't know, looking lovely in a big metal box?
I'm very good
I
at wearing
love metal
shine.
boxes. Shiny.
Okay.
Excellent. I'm putting on the battle dress. I'm getting my dwarf that I brought over with me to polish it up even more. I'm making sure it's got some good weapons in it. And I'm sticking in my goblin with a stick, the magnetic stick in the back, for the tithing purposes while we're at the ball.
Okay, just in case.
Yeah. And I'm practicing the heel-toe poker.
And is there any other way that you'd like to adorn yourself as you take that mantle?
Oh, I wear my shiniest of helmets. I take my shiniest of sticks. Do you have weapons in there?
Of course.
Oh, I'll take my mace. I'll get that polished up
Just
as well.
no non-noble armored personnel.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to bring in any armed soldiers. The only armed forces allowed in this area are the Imperial Guard.
What's a goblin with a stick? I think that's...
Absolutely fine.
It's got a magnet on the end. Should be pretty safe.
It's not an offensive weapon. It might be offensive, but not a weapon.
And then I'm going to polish up my... I'm going to put some shiny parts all over my face. I want to look like an automaton, like silver. Like I am part of this battle dress.
Ah, yes. You blend in. And would you like to alter the color of the battle dress to suit your needs?
I just need it to shine.
Shiny.
As long as it is the shiniest possible.
Oh, there.
I can.
my God.
Okay.
That looks good. That looks
Yeah,
like
I think
it
the
suits.
blue's got the shiny.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. There you go.
The
Very,
dwarf's done a
very
good job
shiny.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, we
perfect.
did.
Oh.
Yeah, light yellow. Go back to the yellow. Because that
I
looks more
agree.
gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Blingin'.
Understated.
Subtle.
yeah.
I like to be subtle.
We're classy.
Mhm.
We're classy goblins.
Awesome.
I was adopted.
All right.
What?
You are looking amazing.
Excellent. I'm practicing my
All right.
moves.
Vess.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna get my sack of hands.
It arrives.
Yep. And I'm gonna tie it to my loincloth, which I'm gonna if there's any spare stuff I can kind of hook on it, that'd be grand. Can I take my great axe with me?
Of course.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna kind of just put a little bow in my hair.
Aw. You look very nice. And are you going solo, or are you going to become a part of this contraption? There is an aft castle up here.
Do I have to hold Goran's hands if I do that?
Either you have to be incognito, like.
You can hold those other hands.
Well, yeah, I've got as many hands, so I'll the little metal sticky up bits. I'm just gonna put hands in between there so I can grab them as needed.
Of course, excellent.
Who's our... Did we get feet to go with this? People...
Yes, of course. You are a series of ruddy-looking grey dwarves are ushered into the chamber.
Fantastic. And they can operate the spikes?
Yes, any mechanism you put in.
Okay, excellent. I just kick them in the head and they know to poke people.
That is correct.
Excellent.
Yes. They are a well-trained, battle-dress, hardened, dwarven crew.
I think we're going to make a good team.
And you managed to fit 4 dwarves in that. So your 4 dwarves can each operate arm mechanism, whether or not you want it to be a polearm or a spear or something else or a crossbow.
Ooh.
But there is another level in which you can put gnomes or kobolds or any other small creature, including any other goblins. Obviously, goblins are small creatures. So.
Well, that could be where my goblin with the stick is going.
The goblin with the stick is there, yes. Yeah. And they can also control mechanisms. And there is space for 3 small creatures in the second tier.
Okay.
We should put Prim in there.
You would too. Have you? Tell me now, because you must all know that the lusty barbarians are an illegal and unknown quantity. Unknown is possibly to your advantage, but if it is discovered that you have a lusty barbarian, regardless of what your forebears may have done, you may well face execution.
But she's like...
I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm just asking you if you want to take this risk.
I believe we had a discussion and we left Prim.
I don't know if Lilac was able to leave Prim alone. How did this conversation go down?
I suspect this conversation went down of Prim's gonna meet us there. Quick, the carriage is leaving.
Okay, I feel like that could have happened. I was fairly duped and I left her behind, and now I just keep asking about her. Where's Prim? Is she meant to be meeting us here?
The
Well, we
kitchen
don't
is
want to
full
throw
of
out the
ready
window.
meals.
Okay, you sure?
No, we left her behind with Charlie and Charlotte, right?
Look, to be honest, if anyone can survive defenstration, it's Prim. She's pretty sticky.
So we could stick her in there. Should we risk it?
Yeah, why not? Risk it for the biscuit.
She stayed at Harrison Manor.
She's also
She's
gonna-
more of a lover than a fighter.
That's true.
But imagine if we unleashed
Why
her
don't
on
we
the
put
board.
her on top?
Right?
With like a mask
No one
on.
knows what the lusty barbarian looks like.
It's a little domino
She
mask.
just keeps being like, hello. Then we poke them.
I reckon it'd be a great bargaining chip. Like, no one can say no to her. That's a goblin.
Okay, Chet will need a little black, tasteful domino mask that can survive
Just a
mucus.
little tiny one.
Well, we'll put her
Enough to give her
inside
eyeliner.
to start
Yeah.
off with, and then just pop her up when as needed.
Yeah, just open it up and just be like, hello.
She can
manipulate
pop up and
whoever's
replace
driving.
me or you.
She could stick in the middle layer as
Yeah,
long as
yeah.
there's an openable hatch
So
where
wait,
she
You
can
killed
go.
it's
the
very
love of my
simple.
life.
She doesn't want to be locked in this tower all her life.
That's true.
She
And
just
also,
needs to wait a few days.
also, if you put her in there, then Lilac's gonna want to be in there too.
Oh, that's true. It's going to get awfully crowded. We better leave her behind.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I think we forgot and left her behind by accident.
Okay.
By accident.
Well, you guys did it on purpose, but Lilac did it. by
Yeah, we
accident.
left Charlie and Charlo
Yes.
catering to every
With
whim.
Charlotte.
Floating
Which is why you entered the door like some sort of commoner.
like a reprimand.
I loved you.
You're talking like she's dead. Like she's dead.
But
Like
she's already pregnant with your children.
No, she's probably pregnant with someone's
Am I
children.
just finding this out now?
I mean,
No prem.
that's how lusty barbarians.
Okay.
No prem.
Oh my god.
Let me rub that out.
So Prim's not here except for her,
It's like
her,
one
her ghostly form,
wibbly-
which haunts us occasionally to remind us.
She's
Of
with
what
us
we've
in
done.
spirit.
All right, moving on. You're in the dress.
Okay,
Battle dress
great.
with me.
Bickle.
Am I here?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
A good question. So,
Where did I come from?
well, what happened is on
Zuzi
your way up
loves
through the
someone.
suburbs, you espied your group of well-to-do family members who seemed to be moving on up in the world. And as they were moving on up to the central tower in this great luxurious estate, you were like, maybe it's time for me to return to my place in the Harrow family.
Oh, just like this.
Just like this. All these siblings coming out of the woodwork. Regardless of which, you can tell me which of these people you trust implicitly. Who among them spied out as the appropriate dupe and or friend or someone that you like among this group of ramshackle individuals?
Lilac, because she's as weird as I am.
I can't believe she just called me weird in front of everyone.
You should try quirky. Quirky's a much nicer term.
I heard
We're
eccentric.
rich. Yeah, we're rich now, so it's eccentric.
It's true.
I'm a genius now. I have money.
All right. So you have been introduced in the same way. You've come up with them into the tower. You literally met them en route, and then we're told that you're all going to die. However, your existence hinges on your performance at the ball, which is coming up. So, how would you like to prepare for the ball? How would you like to dress?
I would like to look in the closet and look for like
Anything you can imagine is in there.
the biggest like hooded black cloak with like really like long like sleeves, like
Uh-huh.
hanging sleeves,
Uh-huh.
and like it's like 5 sizes too big, but that's what I'm gonna wear.
It is huge. It trails behind you about a meter.
Yes.
You could smuggle some people in your sleeves.
Necromancer chic.
Wore
That's
that.
true.
I actually wore that jacket.
You look very impressive. And would you like to partake in any station within the battle dress?
No.
Excellent. Lars, how would you like to prepare?
Well, first thing that I would love to do is I'm concerned that we're not feeling royal enough, so I want to run around to everyone and throw glitter on them. Yes! Just...
I run away as quickly as possible, screaming. I run out the door.
You are immediately greeted by
I
a wall of
protect you.
Imperial Guard who throw you unceremoniously back into the room in a puff of glitter.
I'm rubbing.
I immediately go to the closet to look for the exact same garment
Uh-huh.
without glitter.
You find it.
At that point, I would like to dress in just something shiny, just something I want to feel a bit,
Uh-huh.
Mirrorball tuxedo.
expensive, something maybe
Okay.
tailored.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bright and tailored and expensive. And I would like to suggest.
There are some grindstone jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to suggest that we put a crossbow in the dress.
Okay, and are you looking at
But
mounting?
not me.
Okay, no, there are plenty of gnomes who can operate it. But are you looking for like a single heavy ballista, or like a medium crossbow, or a light crossbow? How intense do you want this to be, or do you want to like get some small cannons and put them in there?
Oh my god, small cannons.
We can polish those up to make them shinier.
Okay.
And this is Chet. Chet's like, I mean, there's a lot of options here. We would, logistically speaking, we have access to the armory.
Glitter cannons!
Can they also be dangerous?
Yes! I will accept both options.
He says, we do have a small portable mortar that could be mounted in the aft castle, if you would like.
How about a couple of options here? A caltrop scatterer, or something to tangle up the under things, or a flamethrower.
We have 4
Flamethrower?
options.
I do like the flamethrower.
I'm still a fan of the glitter cannon.
I do like the glitter cannon.
Why not both?
It's
Glitter's
true.
flammable.
Really shiny caltrops.
Both. We could have both.
Okay.
Glitter cannon
You know
and the
what?
caltrops.
Yes, if we can have both, but I definitely want the glitter cannon.
All right. So glitter cannon will take a 2 rounds to reload. Write it down. You can have three.
Glittery salvos.
No. You have You have ammunition for 1 for each round. So yes, you have four salvos. And you can have 3 lots of caltrops that can fit in the bottoms, and they're just bundles that the rear dwarf will pull on, and it'll drop it on the ground. So they just hang on the
So
upside.
the other dancers stumble. Ooh.
And what was the third thing that you were after?
That would be a shame.
Flamethrower.
A flamethrower. Okay,
Oh,
so
no, with crossbow. We were talking.
Flamethrower.
Might singe your fur.
I'm not going to be in the dress.
Yeah.
While they're going, I'd really like to test any glitter cannons, particularly aiming at our cleric of Tink.
I stand there ready to take the shot.
Oh, okay, so, yeah, excellent, good. Yep, you've loaded up, just got to light the back of it.
Yep.
Excellent, great. So, as there is no way that you could possibly miss this, you take, so the first thing is that I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
At 13.
All right, you are expecting it, and so you close your eyes and are not instantly blinded and disoriented by the shower of glitter that blasts in your
I've dealt with
face.
glitter before.
Bickle, you like are sorting out and taking off all of the
Oh, no!
bits of lint on your brand new black robe, so dark that it absorbs even the blackest of night, and then you get covered with glitter again. You take 6 points of damage. And have glitter. You have glitter embedded in you.
I cast Cure Wounds.
It is still embedded in you.
Oh,
It
yeah.
glistens from beneath the surface of your
Yeah,
skin,
yeah.
several layers deep. The dermis shines.
I'm never having a bath again.
You don't need to.
Why start
It's already
now?
embedded
Yeah.
in your skin.
It's like a tattoo.
And your blackest of black robes is unfortunately
I will look for
covered.
another one.
All right, give me an investigation roll, please.
I'm gonna check this stream.
6.
You do not find another blackest of black knight robe.
Lilac
I got-
applauds you and laughs.
You do find
as
lots of
you,
furs.
As you become frustrated by your lack of finding clean black
got
clothing, which I can relate strongly to.
I go up to Chet and I say, I would like these dry clean, please.
Ah, yes, immediately. And they take it off, and Chet grabs it, also covered in glitter, and sends it off. Another little goblin drops out the bottom. Awesome. So, the flamethrower or ballista or crossbows? It can either be 3 crossbows, 2 heavy crossbows, or a ballista or a flamethrower.
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 Cool. So you put a single flamethrower in the midsection, which will be operated by 2 gnomes, and can be fired out any direction because all the little flaps on the dress here.
Out the back primarily,
Yes,
right?
all of the scales on the dress are little flaps that reach up, so they can move it around to any position and fire it out in any direction that you see fit. So flamethrower equipped, you have enough for 4 charges from the flamethrower. Of course, you can bring more barrels, but that's what fits. Unless you want to put more charges in there, you can. And take more oil and more flame.
No, because I need space to be able to collect my tithes in the battle dress from.
Everything's getting pretty
there.
tight at the moment.
We can attach some sacks on the side.
Well, I'm going to put I'm going
Tiny
to
Saddlebags.
steal people's tiaras and then mount them on the heads of my little goblins in there.
Yes,
and,
of course, your little assistant here.
Yeah.
Is
She's still like, ah.
I'm just happy to be here.
Her ghost.
Why have I been left with only fantasy microwave meals? And a water
Okay,
bowl.
cool. So we have a flamethrower, glitter cannon, and caltrops.
Most
And
importantly,
you're in something tailored and shiny.
what is it that you're wearing?
Ruffles.
Ruffles?
Lots and lots of ruffles and furs.
Uh-huh.
Going for Mongolian chic, but with extra ruffles. And I'm going to get some stuff and slick back my hair crest.
Oh, yes.
So that it
shoulder pads.
looks great.
Yeah.
Like 3 shoulder pads per shoulder.
The furs are mounted on high, and then you have like all this lace. You get a ruff going as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. Like a.
Elizabethan.
Yeah, Elizabethan style
Your
ruff,
clothes are, like,
Mongolian
higher than the top
furs.
of your
I'm going to
head.
be at the buffet going.
Like a cone of shame!
In fact, Chet suggests a large, round, disc-shaped necklace that just sort of clips around and forms a plate on top of your ruff, onto which you can put items of food. And it's sort of like
It's the
ellipses
funnel.
in.
It's the cone of feeding.
Engineering.
The cone of
Uh-huh.
convenience.
It looks like it was custom made, in fact, for this purpose.
And
Particularly because there's a little metal straw that comes from the bottom up to your mouth. You can get all of the juices.
an extra shiny shield over the back.
Okay.
And a hat at a jaunty angle.
All right.
Oh, can I have a secret dagger in my thing?
Of course.
Yeah, great.
And Lilac.
Lilac. Lilac is going to look through all of the clothing and try on everything, but eventually settle on a dress made almost entirely somehow out of bows. Tied around her
Yeah.
waist,
Yes, of course.
of multitude of colors, but all glittery, very glittery,
Uh-huh.
and different sizes.
Uh-huh.
And then she is going to also wear a kind of like a flowy, but not very flowy, but a cape-like thing
Mhm.
that's made almost entirely out of fur soaked in blood. And that's going to be
Awesome.
her.
Your carrier dress.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I was just reading that the longer the train, the better.
And she's probably trying to get some of the glitter off the floor onto the blood-soaked, matted fur.
I will
excellent,
very
excellent.
gladly
Match the
dust
dress.
myself off on
Yeah.
you.
And what would you like to do about your current predicament, Pickle?
I am waiting for them to be dry cleaned.
Yes, of course. And so, as you are finally ready, putting the final pieces together, the flamethrowers just mounted into place. The oil canisters or the flammable the canisters of flammable material are all being filled up. You have 3 barrels that are, in the back there, ready to go, all tubed together. The gnomes are in there, getting these little bellows ready to build up the pressure and shoot it out through the nozzle. That can fire every turn, but you only have 4 charges out of it, of course. Of course, each charge, the gnomes assure you, is, oh yeah, it's very impressive. It's very impressive. It goes for a long way. We'll go and big. We can do wide or we can do long. Your choice. Just shout it out. Long flame or wide flame. Shout it out.
Long!
We can do either. Just let us know. It's a simple dilation on the nozzle.
We're gonna go in.
Yeah, wide. Wide? Long? Wide?
I think we
Make
can
it narrow.
change that
Well,
with
yeah,
time.
what long?
They can choose at the time.
Oh,
They look at each other and like are muttering things
These are
about
professional
goblins
dancers.
and how horrible and how stupid they are under their breath. Something like, how did we ever come to live in a society where we must work for these horrible, horrible creatures? But you don't hear anything about that because they're obviously talking in their native tongue.
What is their native tongue?
Gnomish. A forgotten language. Well, at least forgotten by all of Goblin society.
Since they have been so thoroughly conquered.
Everything in order. You decide to make your way. Just quickly amalgamate that contraption into a single. So, with all of this in mind, you are here and you're making the final preparations. Oh, why would I do that? You are met by the
Prim, by Ghost
you're met by Ghost Prim.
I do have one last thing I'd like
Yes,
to
what
do.
is the last thing that you would like to do?
Can I tie some extra severed hands onto my battle axe securely?
Yes.
Onto like the handle.
Yes, just in case.
Yeah, so
You have
theoretically I
spare
could
hands.
hand axe.
Yes, that is correct. You have it all in order.
It's like a
Two-handed
Dr.
axe.
Zeus book, but way more disturbing. Hand, finger, thumb, hand, axe head.
All right. And with all of your
Better be cut in the
preparations
hat.
finally made, you decide to make your way
Ting in the thing.
into. You hear a knock on the door. Bam, bam, bam. And you are greeted by a group of Imperial Guards, including a rather fancily dressed Imperial Guard who announces themselves as the head of, who looks to be the head of the Imperial Guard, one called Traslian Obo. Chet whispers, "That's Traslian Obo, head of the Imperial Guard." A very impressive-looking goblin woman who is covered with battle scars.
Is she single?
Hobgoblin. You're welcome to ask. On your way to the ball.
So are you single?
Huh? What? Me? I am but a single goblin, but I am a hobgoblin, but I am a member of a larger organization. The Imperial Guard takes a lot of its time. Takes a lot of my time. It's definitely a filial duty. I definitely must add myself to work hard to be a part of it. They seem to be like quite flustered by your helps me
I just say in Vess's
persuasion
head.
roll.
I just say in Vess's head.
Awkward.
As well as the question about being single, what's your stance on glitter?
I never cared very much for myself. You work enough grand balls and you just a lot of it.
Shame. All right.
And they escort you into the celestial ballroom, throne room of the great Zarth. As you approach the chamber, you are led up through a set of stairs and then through an entirely crystal corridor high above Zaranthrul, plates of colored crystal of different sorts, all polished and faceted, reflect both the stars and the lights from the city, melding them all together in a kaleidoscopic vision of intense dreaminess. This is possibly the closest you'll ever get to Ting and all their glory. But of course, moving through this corridor, you eventually come into the celestial ballroom, a great chamber, over 120 feet in diameter. Inside, you can see all of the goblin nobles, lesser and greater goblin nobles, all dancing around, wearing, in some cases, the wealth of entire nations upon their body. They are covered in jewels and apparatus, carrying weapons. Others have creatures of such rarity, some long extinct, all adorning their body. Styles and shapes from all across the empire are represented here. Both these people have the finest of finds, the shiniest of shines. Across 3 of the walls, you can see great feasting tables laid out, covered with all kinds of food and creatures, both live and dead. Around them, and testimony to their deliciousness, are stains upon the walls and floor from the ravenous feasting that has already been engaged in and still is underway and undertaken by the various people in the room. And of course, at the head of the room, sitting on a giant, ostentatious throne, is the great Zarth themselves, Donk II, who rests heavily upon the throne, their head sitting on the side, a trickle of drool pooling in possibly some of the most expensive furs you have ever seen in your entire life. And immediately to their side, and always apparently staying in close proximity to them, is Grigor the Snake, a pesky goblin who looks around, eyeing the room and greeting your arrival. But they are not the only person who greets your arrival, for at the door, as you come into the room, a Imperial Guard with a drum pounds out a quick rap that gets everyone in the room's attention and announces, "The acting vizier has arrived!" And everyone in the room turns to look at you. The music stops. The kazoo orchestra in the corner, who have been summoned in particularly for this event due to their amazing reputation, starts playing, and everyone looks at you, and the room goes silent, and then all of a sudden, a round of cheers. "Oh yes, good show, oh, goes up. "Oh, the Harrow family, oh, hail to Pot Harrow, good job. But you can all make insight rolls as you scan about the room.
I also got a 7 on my charisma.
Can we?
Yes, Trasley and Obo embarrassingly went off to the buffet on the far side of the room to stuff their face.
As they go, I just want to be
Eat
thanks,
those
thanks
feelings.
for the escort, poopy head.
A disgruntled look is shot back in your general direction as they cross the floor, but it's all drowned out.
Sorry, I
cheers.
just
I
felt
know
this
you miss
urge.
Prim, but like this isn't how you flirt in up class.
Remember, aggressive, not passive aggressive.
Okay. I'll yell it louder next time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Insight? What's that?
Yes.
16.
11.
18.
17.
16.
11.
All right. So we got a band around here. Anyone rolling above 15 notices that Grigor the Snake is the only person not celebrating your arrival. The one person who passed the edict to say that you should all be defenestrated after this, regardless of your heroic status. The one person who has the ear and is officially the mouthpiece of the great Zarth, Donk II.
I'm gonna go say hi.
He's pretty small and very small.
Yes, it is apparently, Chet briefly informs you, it's about 15 minutes before the dances start, and as you scan around the room, you take stock of the people here. You notice that immediately above you, there are the 3 Feudal sisters that Chet talked about. They are lovely creatures, Sarkin, Yvette, and Kettle Feudal, who are descendants of soldiers, or a particular soldier of note, who died at the Battle of Pritlode in the 13th Armored Column, and they still wear the insignia of the 13th Armored Column upon their body, and as such are all accomplished warriors, and all wear full battle dresses at all times. There is, of course, the head of the Central Administration, Lucian Fitzmack, looking very officious in their official robes and wig, just politely sipping at the nearby, just sipping away at the nearby watering hole. And then, of course, rolling around, you catch sight of the Grand Fubar in all their glory, being held aloft by several smaller goblins on a very, very shiny shield, and having the shiniest of things, and also carrying a prod very similar to yours, Lilac. except this one is golden. Moving around the room, you catch sight of Fol Zangol in their entirely paranoid noble who wears nothing but glass for fear of dangerous creatures approaching that they cannot see. And of course, they stand next to Trasley overhead of the Imperial Guard, who is gorging themselves at a nearby table and blushing, and which is hard to tell because they're a red hobgoblin, and looking back in the general direction of Vess. And then moving around the room, apart from a bunch of generic nobles, other Imperial Guards, you eventually lay sight on the Thrat family, headed up by von Thrat, a rather stuffy and belligerent old noble who is well known, and his family as well, for their incredible collection of prized toy Kabuls. Tiny versions of the Step Kabul. And of course, there are other battle dresses in the room. Who they are, you're not sure. But you have approximately 15 minutes before the first round of the dance commences. What would you like to do with your time?
I'm going to go over to the Grand Fubar. Grand Fubar! I see you have some shiny things. But I dare say you are not as shiny as I, for I am a high priest of Ting.
High priest of Ting, you think you may be, but what Tings are Tings when Ting holds all the stars for everybody to be in envy of? Away from all of us, you may possess all the shinies in the world, but you will never possess the stars. And he ruffles his robe, which is covered in glimmering, shimmering things, and opalescent stones embedded within the fabric mimic the movement of the night sky and the cosmos itself.
But I have had a vision, Grand Fubar. A vision, I tell you, that you have not been worshipping Ting as you should. Despite the shine on your outside, you are not embedded in shine as I am. Therefore, you are not a true disciple of Ting. And I'm saying this really loudly so that everyone else can hear.
Give me a performance roll.
Do they get advantage for being literally embedded with shiny? That's pretty spectacular.
The Grand Fubar looks down at you, little beady eyes peeking out from beneath his shimmering robe. There's a, yes, but you see, I must adhere to all of the major religions of goblin kind, and I adhere strongly to Rolo, who lives above all, because while Ting may exist with their shiny things inaccessible in the stars, Rolo is above all, a cowled creature. He stands up to his full height, which is really not very tall, but the goblins beneath him elevate him a little bit higher as he taps the shield a couple of times. He says, "Who holds the pointiest stick? Not only do they hold it, they hold the other end of it and point the pointiest stick down towards it." He puts his prod in your general direction towards all those. And if you do lay your buttocks upon my prod, I shall forgive you.
I will not lay my buttocks upon your prod.
I slowly pick them up out of the battle dress. Because I'm right behind them, so I'm like turning around.
Okay, are you going to struggle against this?
Are you taking me out of this battle dress?
No, I'm just turning you around in it.
Oh, so that I'm not putting my buttocks. I'm not putting my buttocks towards that low light.
Ah, prod! Taking what opportunity they can to embarrass you in public, the Grand Fubar prods your buttocks, and is like, "You have been blessed by Rolo. you. And Ting, you're not so bad, are you? Oh, yes.
Right, I need to cleanse you. I'm launching a flamethrower.
Oh my god.
The battle plan hasn't even started
That's it. I will not be embarrassed in public like this.
Okay, so you
And I'm going to make sure it turns around and fires out of the butt of the battle dress.
Right, you're like,
Well, if I'm the Grand Fuba,
Remember the law.
okay, so before...
aggressive. I remember the law. Aggressive.
No, okay. So, just so that you know, because the dance hasn't started yet.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit presumptuous of me.
Well,
Yes, we're in the
Chet, there's a little
chatty
Chet
phase.
tugging at your sleeve.
I was going to dance with you and then you can do it.
As you sort of like, it's so flame, and the goblins are all getting ready, and then Chet's like, you know that the dance hasn't started yet, and it's illegal to assault members of the court.
Of course I did. Which is why I'm dutifully asking the Grand Fuba for the next dance.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll. And your best pickup line.
11. Persuasion. Ooh, 15.
And your best pickup
And my
line.
best pickup line. As two spiritual people, I feel it is only our duty to show what stars we can be on the dance floor. To summon the spirit of Ting and shine upon all.
Ooh, I see you are truly devoted. Ah, yes. Let us together get on the dance floor and prod others in the buttocks.
Yes!
He says, wiggling his prod about the place.
I will be back in just a moment. I'm just going to quickly ask Chet, how does the whole replacing the Fubar thing work?
Ah, yes.
Is it like the Vizier?
Much like the vizier, yes, of course. There are sub clauses about holding more than one officers at a time, and apparently you are all the Grand Vizier, so you would have to split your officers.
Lars.
You just got the L.
Lies,
You gotta put the L at the beginning, not
but yes, of course, if you can manage to off the Grand Fuba, then particularly on the dance floor, that's where disputes are settled.
Yes, okay, excellent.
All right, so Bess, obviously you're riding in the back.
Oh, I was going to get out and go talk to the snake guy because he seems real cheerful.
Ah, yes, of course.
Look at all those teeth.
Yeah.
Seeing Vess approaching the snake guy, can I hover nearby within hearing eavesdropping distance?
Of course. So, as you're over here.
Look at that smile.
Yeah,
He's a stand-up guy.
He seems real cheerful. I like that he has his hat. I like it.
Where?
I think it's someone's scalp.
That is, if I can possibly find out where Lilac went.
Is
She
that
says
why-
someone. Look for the bones.
Like, there's
Run
a
away to
train
hang
soaked
out
in
with
blood.
Prim. I'm like, no!
I'm pretty sure they're still in the
Lilac-
entrance.
Taxi!
We leave
Over
Lilac
far
on
to
the
the
right?
left
I think
as
it was
we
on the left
entered.
side of the room.
Yeah,
when
she's
we
at the
entered.
entrance. Yeah.
Okay.
Lilac is underneath the actual arch of the entrance.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's no good. That's all right, let's find out.
Wallflowering.
Wallflowering.
No, just admiring all the exciting things.
There you go.
right?
To the left of the Imperial Guardsman, I think there is a lilac in there.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
You know
dun.
what? I think I'm just gonna have to find a new lilac.
Wow.
Sometimes you win
I just
at playing
clipped
maps,
through reality.
and sometimes
Now we
You're
have
with
to
Prim.
Matrix this shit.
You're with Ghost Prem.
Yeah, with Ghost Prim now.
Like that whole.
We're both just circling endlessly through nothingness, screaming.
would you like
Screaming
a
the names of the
microwave
Harrow family.
meal? Oh.
Everyone loves a microwave meal. Do we have a Prem on here? No, we're just general goblins on our fun run shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Our fun run shirts. They're just
Oh,
general
yeah.
goblins. They're not.
So that is the ceremony. The goblin that is on your shirt is the ceremonial goblin. They are the first goblin that launches out into the fun run. They are dressed up in the traditional launching fun run costume, and they run out trying to get through as many of the suburbs as they can entirely by themselves.
Oh,
And
not even in a team.
before
Not
being
even in a team, and whatever suburb kills them first gets the blessings of Rolo.
Oh.
I feel like being early in the match would be really helpful there. But okay.
All right, so
It's the solo aspect that causes-
as the two of you approach the Grand Vizier, Pretteldonk II, and of course Grigor, not the Grand Vizier, sorry, the Great Zarth, Pretteldonk II, and the Mouthpiece, a couple of the Imperial Guards sort of like move to be closer to you. They are not stopping you from approaching, but they are making sure that they are within striking distance. They're all armed with halberds, so they can strike within 10 feet of themselves and over the top of their friends should they need to. Regardless, you approach, and Grigor the Snake's like,
Hey,
What do you want?
Do you want to dance?
I do not dance.
I thought everyone had to dance.
No! I, Grigor the Snake, mouthpiece of the Great Zarth, am exempt from dancing. As the Zarth edict says, pulls out another gold tablet, ding, lays on the ground for see.
Can I read?
do you have an intelligence of 10 or more?
Yes.
Yeah, you can make out that you're like, yeah.
God damn it.
But don't you want to dance?
No. Dancing is for fools. I have important duties. I am the mouthpiece, Zarth.
Actually, that's so what I wanted to ask you about, actually. How do you, like, okay, so I can do this thing where I can, like, talk to people, but, like, not use my mouth. Is that what he's doing with you? Because he doesn't talk much.
I'm a good listener.
Okay.
I am very attentive, and I pay careful attention to everything the Great Zarth says.
That's a really good point. Can I listen too?
No, the Great Zarth has said. It says here.
Points to the same gold tablet.
Okay.
Only Grigor the Snake can listen to the Great Zarth. Not gutter snipe scum like you who have crawled your way up here illegitimately. You're even still war criminals. Yes. All of you. War criminals. Just like your father, fraternizing with the lasty barbarian.
It's only partially true.
Stupid father always ruining it for us.
So our rumors clearly didn't make it this far then. The ones that I sent out at the end of the last one.
Everybody in the room, the general chatter has been, oh, these guys are so wonderful. So public opinion and all the people, how this information has not managed to make it to Grigor the Snake is quite beyond you.
Oh, no, so I think there was a misunderstanding, because it was the Thornholds that were fraternizing with the lusty barbarians.
Lies! Lies! You undermine the authority of the Great Zarth. Ha!
You are just fooling everybody.
I will not be fooled by your foolingness.
Are you single?
I do not require any company other than that of the Great Zarth, Pretteldonk II.
Oh. So, like, you and him
Not
are...
in that way.
I mean, I ain't judging. I'm just, that drill, I suppose it's appealing to some.
At this point, Lilac kind of crouched down and his walk is trying to move closer to the Zarth and is listening with all of her little heart.
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll.
Nope. Oh, that wasn't bad. This is good. 16. I think he's singing a song.
Really?
I'm trying to listen.
And the Imperial Guard makes sure that you don't get to within 5 feet of them. In fact, even 10 feet they're a little dubious about.
Well, how close can I get to Grigor the Snake?
Grigor the Snake, you're within 10 feet of Grigor the Snake. I mean, you're obviously within 5 feet of Grigor the Snake.
Because I can...
Grigor, there's something on your face.
Alright, so while you're thinking about that,
Yeah,
because this
yeah.
first round of dancing is about to start, or anything that Lars is doing?
Yes, I would like to talk to the Thrats about their toy kobold.
Kabools.
Sorry, Kabools.
All right. So as you approach the Thrats,
Better write that phonetically.
yeah, K-H, Bool. As you approach the Thrat family, you see 3 particular members. Obviously, there is a very fetching young Thrat. There are 2 very fetching young Thrats, in fact. They're all in their shininess. There is Grittle, who carries probably the loveliest toy Kabool you've ever seen in your life. A prized toy Kabool, who even you have heard rumors of in Greater Zarth. No, they are called Nubbin. And then, of course, there is Von Thrat, the patriarch of the family, who holds sway over everything in the courts, or who holds sway over the opinions of the family and all the less noble families that pay attention to him. And then there is one young son who you are not familiar with the name with, but they quickly jump up and introduce themselves to you and say, hello, I'm Dranko Thrat. I've heard great things about you and the Harrow family. Such a horrible thing that happened to you.
Oh, yes, truly horrible. But we're all done now, and I'm actually really interested in your little Kabools.
We have the finest Kabools around.
Yeah.
You know, we bought them from, I hate to say it, but a lot of our breeding stock used to come from Madame Thornhold. She was one of the finest breeders around, you know. Was is the emphasis. She's not doing so well for herself at the moment.
What is it? Did we break the dogs?
No, we burnt the house down.
No, they're in the dog pit.
Oh, yes.
It's a bit of natural selection.
Look, as much as she is a disgrace, and I will, really point that out, she did bring fine stock, although not quite as fine as your toy Kabool over there.
Yes, Nubbin, the finest of toy Kabools. Never a finer toy Kabool was birthed from litter. Such fine lilac flesh it has. Such excellent chompy biters.
Yes, and I was wondering if
The striations on its underbelly are to be seen and envied.
Really? Well, maybe I could dance with one of you in this upcoming dance and to talk about this more.
With me? He says, jangling his little skirts. There's a bunch of what appears to be golden spoons dangling from about his waist.
Yes, if you know Nubbin, but I was also hoping to meet your fair sibling.
Why, of course, and he's taken aback a little bit, but then recomposes himself quickly and goes, Grittle, come meet my fine friend Lars of the Harrow family. Hello.
Hello, Grittle.
You wanted to meet me.
I was just, yes, it's an honor to meet you. I was
It's
just
nice to meet you.
very impressed with Nubbin there.
Nubbin is amazing.
Nubbin is amazing. The most amazing toy Kabool I've ever seen.
You start to hear some sounds of sniffling and other associated dog noises issuing from beneath Grittle's skirts.
Oh, would you care to dance with me this evening? If your sibling isn't too
She looks back to her father, who's like busy eating a whole leg of some wildebeest. What are you looking at me for? So long as Nubbin's safe, it's all that I care for.
Brutal.
And she looks back. Very well. I will gladly take your hand in this dance.
Yes, and maybe afterwards I could dance with you. True.
Drinko.
Drinker.
I mean, I don't want to step on my sister's toes, but I'm not going to pretend that your general demeanor and reputation is not to my liking.
Oh, well, I'll happily, if you would prefer, I'll take either
I
of
really
you.
don't mind. You can dance with Drinko if you like.
Okay, I will dance.
I normally dance with Nubbin.
Okay, I will dance with Drinko then.
Very well.
I swear this is the right choice. We're going to have a good time. Okay. Let's quickly go and grab a drink first.
Yes.
And he wanders off towards the bar where you sort of catch sight of a large black battle dress that seems to be standing in your vicinity. You feel the searing eyes of discontent looking at you from behind the hooded helmet of this particular contraption.
Are they identifiable for any family or?
Give me a history roll.
Ooh.
Since he didn't skimp on the education.
19.
You recall a time when you were younger, and you're not sure of what family they're from, what the name of this duo appears to be in their matching dark armor, but you remember seeing them moving through the slums in this very same dress, trailing behind them a whole bag of heads. Somebody leaning over and goes, "The black battle dress is coming. Those vicious mercenaries have gone and slain another whole village. They'll do anything for money. Oh, don't piss them off. You look at them the wrong way, and you might find your sock drawer well ordered in the morning."
Disgusting.
Evil! And with that memory echoing in your mind, you all hear a sound of drumming arise, and the Kazoo Orchestra rises up its tune, and it is announced by the Imperial Guard that the first round of the dance is about to commence.
Ah!
And with that, you all step onto the floor with your respective partners. So, do you all hustle together into the dress?
I mean, I was gonna try and grab Grigor the Snake's hands.
As you lunge in towards...
I have very long reach.
So Grigor, it's true, but Grigor stays within 5 feet of the Great Zarth at all times, from what you've noticed. And as you move to within reaching distance, you are, in fact, barred by the Imperial Guard. But give me a perception roll, both yourself and Lilac.
Oh, no.
5.
1 plus 1.
All right.
2.
You feel that there is a vital point of importance that you're
Can
missing
I try
here.
and seduce him?
You can give him some faltering eyes, some smoldering eyes, please.
Okay. I'm gonna smolder at him. I smolder better than I perceive. Animal handling? Athletics?
I mean, basically, sure. No animal handling.
Animal handling, it's a 14.
He seems confused and doesn't quite know what's happening. However, you are all being ushered onto the dance floor.
Alright, then I'm gonna jump in the dress.
All right.
I'm gonna look around in panic and just grab a random partner.
Are you not in the battle dress? With the dwarves?
Yes, actually, yes.
And so you get on
Is
the dance
spectating
floor.
an option?
I am not in the battle dress.
You
Yeah, I
need
know.
to-
You and I are both not in the battle dress.
Okay, so you look about the room and you're like, oh, who can I dance with? So Grittle, and you were just watching everything and kind of surveying the room. Sorry, I totally overlooked you in that instance.
Because you're standing by the door.
I'm just
Just being sneaky in his cloak, being like, no one can see me.
No one can see you. Your laundered, dry clothes. You look like an administrative official,
Must be waiting
minus
for
a
dry
wig
cleaning.
in your long robes. In fact, you stand next to Chet, having, why does nobody notice us? Oh, it's a well-practiced skill. Eventually, no one will notice you ever. Fade into the background around here. It's quite convenient.
That sounds amazing.
He's munching on a slime rat. But he says, I'll dance with you if you like. Or you can, ask any of these people. And you look, there are several nobles in your environment who are quite expectantly looking towards you, wondering if you'll ask them to dance, because you are a member of the famous Harrow family.
I thought you said I look like an administrative official.
Yes, mostly. But the Imperial Guard nearest you knows who you are. And so do these other people. Unless you want to try and just shrink into the background, give me a stealth roll.
I want to try and walk around the floor,
Mhm.
and because of my long hanging sleeves and big hood
Mhm.
and big train, just like sweep around the floor, and that's it. That's what I do.
Oh, you're going to try and pretend that there's somebody in there with you? Give me a deception roll.
6.
We're on fire, baby. On fire.
Not yet, but somebody will be.
Eventually, one of the nobles sort of comes up and says, hey, would you love to dance with me? Would you care to be my partner?
Do I see the black combat dress down there? Can I see it?
You espy it from across the room, and you see it mostly because you're keeping track of where your siblings are. And they
I'll
are...
vaguely like spiral into that direction,
Alright, cool.
completely ignoring orange guy.
Orange guy does, however, want to stay in proximity to you, and they like are trying to fake dancing with you. Alright, so sorry, one sec. Vess, you have, what are you going to do in a pinch? You have the Imperial Guard are prodding you in the direction of the dance floor. It appears that in this instance, like, so you do reach over, you can grab Grigor if you want, but there are people who will physically push you away from them.
And my animal handling did not persuade him to come dance with me.
Welcome to Dance Club.
They are very confused and uncertain as to what to do.
You have to dance.
You are, however, standing next to Lilac. And of course, there are other
I'm just gonna
nobles
jump in
around who are just like, oh, hello.
Just dance with your hands.
You
I'm
should
just
you
gonna
should
jump
jump
back
back
into
into
the
the
battle
suit.
dress.
Battle dress.
Yeah, back in the battle dress. I'm like, eh.
All right.
But I'll give him one last smoldering look as I get in the battle dress, just to confuse him.
Take that.
Lilac, who's your
Um,
dance partner?
So, I have a poker shaped like a hand, and I can cast Mage Hand.
Uh-huh.
Is that sufficient to be my partner?
It is visible, but it is but a single hand. But the rules
No, there's
of
two hands.
single
The
hand...
Mage Hand I can cast,
Oh.
and then I can hold my poker-like hand, the pointy one,
Yep.
which is a mace.
And you have double mage hand going on.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I can dance with these two.
It's true. You
Okay.
can, and you do.
Okay, I'm going to try and do that, and I'm going to try and move towards the middle of the room because I want to have all of my siblings within instant communication distance.
Yes. of
And then
course.
I'm going to, periodically when I see one of them, remind them how pretty I look. Look at me, I'm dancing, it's so pretty! Do you think this stick's gonna be?
I like your bows. I have a bow.
I can't hear you.
Wait, sorry.
A hatch opens up and a hand
The
extends.
hands have to be connected to a body.
No.
So
They
just
specifically
connect
say
your
that they do
hands.
not have to be connected to a body.
That's why I have a bag of hands.
That's why
Just
you're
as
talking
an
so red
emergency.
Do you need to borrow some?
Yeah.
Do you need a hand?
Do you need a hand?
Okay. I just want to keep eyes on as many of them as I can
Okay.
while I'm dancing around the floor, ready to, you know.
So as you make it around the
Intervene
floor,
as needed.
I would like every couple. So we're going to have you rolling for yourselves.
Yeah.
And we're going to have the Grand Foobar is exempt because nobody wants to tangle with the Grand Foobar. But Lilac, please make a d6 roll.
Oh, D6.
Yeah, roll d6. Bickle, make a d6 roll. Lars, make a d6 roll.
5. D6.
4. 3.
3.
All right. So Lars, as you and Drenko are moving about the floor. Oh, I haven't connected you. Let me connect you.
I'm just still imagining Prim in the background of all this.
This is a little bit like
Okay.
trying to teach dancing to 5 students.
So as you
Oh my
are
God,
passing
yes.
around the floor, now you notice that everybody is moving kind of in counterclockwise concentric circles. It's the general flow of it. And as they sort of pass each other, people don't generally tend to barge their way from one side to the other. But as you are passing a particular couple, you start about this far apart, and then you sort of come to within proximity of each other, and then this couple like give you a smile, and you can both roll initiative.
Dance, fight, dance, fight.
That is 13.
All right. All right. So they, you were moving around, and Drenko's like, "Whoop! It looks like a likely party," and moves away to sort of try and push their way between you and them. And they strike out, and they use their hands together, and it looks like one of them's holding fans, but then it turns out that the fan is just a bunch of bladed daggers, and they move their hands together like, boom, boom, and in synchronicity, they use their hands to throw a bunch of daggers in your general direction, but Drinko's like, ping, 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 don't worry, I gotcha.
Thank you, Drinko.
All right, and as you guys pass, you can take an action.
Yeah, I just want to like answer back with my dagger.
All right, of course. So give me. So Drinko's like, "Oh, watch it! We can't let go."
Yeah, no, we'll do the dishwasher.
Give me a dexterity roll.
Dexterity roll. Yeah, that is 20. Unnatural.
No, like
All right,
the flip
excellent. So
through, so your
Drinko helps, so
hands
you can
like
make an
this.
attack with advantage. So you managed to be working in such good synchronicity.
That's 17 to hit.
All right, awesome. You're like, "Whoa!" Cuts in. You can count a sneak attack because somebody else is within 5 feet of them.
So 12 damage.
All right, thanks. And they cry out, and in that cry, one of them like grasps at the hand, grasps at his side, and then immediately, as they separate hands, you see that they are escorted off the field by some Imperial guards who take them away.
First blood! Well done. Good team.
Oh, Draco, that was fabulous.
You doesn't feel like this is your first ballroom. I tell you what, it's a good time to be alive. Good time to be alive. And as these words echo and you continue on, there are a couple of other sorties, but mostly people have a lot of respect for you. These guys seem to be making an attack all in good fun. But you do notice, as you're moving around the dance floor, the black battle dress just moving the distance, stalking your position. You can all give me perception rolls.
Perception roll. Ooh, 19.
Yes.
I am specifically in the middle of the room looking for things. So.
It's true.
14.
You're specifically in the middle of the room looking for things, and as you look around, you notice that the black battle dress that is now taken on a position where the smaller of the pair is mounted on the front of the black battle dress on a little platform that folds down, and they're holding hands, both working together to brandish the large mallet that is being held. And you notice that while they may be moving in reasonable proximity to Lars and Drenko, they are really paying more attention to your battle dress on the other side of the room. And as you notice this, and it comes to your attention, their music ceases and the kazoo orchestra does one last final snort.
Do I get to use my flamethrower now?
Yes, and as they're doing it, it's like the Grand Poobah is like, "You have a flamethrower?"
It is like the greatest star of Ting. Would you like to be spiritually cleansed by
I
it?
would love it.
And I launch it at him.
Straight out the front.
Yeah, I don't even need the button.
Ting be praised! You don't need to roll anything.
Can I cast a spiritual weapon at the same time?
Yes, you can.
Spiritual
Because you
weapon,
can talk,
flamethrower.
which orders you're talking, or which is a free action,
Excellent.
orders the flamethrower to go off. All you just need to say is flame wide or flame narrow.
Flame narrow. How wide is he actually? Is it wide?
I want it wide.
You
It's
want it
close
wide?
to you, so you want it wide and short. If
Oh
it's
yes,
far
you
away-
are right
yeah,
there,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you're like
yeah.
Lilac's giving you advice.
I'm yelling in her head from the beginning. Wide!
Wide!
You want it wide!
And then I
Get the dwarves under him! He'll fall over!
And then I'm gonna summon my shiny spiked orb and beat him on the head with a
Okay, so as you summon a shiny glowing orb,
It's a blessing. It's like putting the cross on the head.
Repeatedly
Repeatedly
blessing
blessing
him
with the
into the
shiniest
floor.
things.
all right.
He is unrecognizably blessed.
They're blessing his brains out.
A gout of fire ushers from the front of the machine. You need to make a contested strength roll, please, as they are trying to separate hands desperately and escape from the flame.
11 plus my strength, 12.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the Grand Fubar is not the strongest of dance floor participants.
That was what I practiced.
Oh
for.
no!
And so your surprise attack in close proximity does, in fact, grab him unexpected. Please roll 3d10 for damage.
Oh my gosh.
And then additionally roll damage for your spiritual weapon as a great orb of fire.
That is 8, 6, 14, 17 for the flamethrower. That's 4d10, 3d10. And then my spiritual weapon, it is 1d8 plus 4. 8.
Okay, cool. Donk, donk, donk.
I bless thee in the name of Ting! I bless thee in the name of
Give
Ting!
me a performance roll for the people.
Take this ball.
12 plus 2, that's 14.
Okay, and what's the total damage between the flame effects?
17 and
5.
17 and 8.
All right. Okay, and would you also like to the dwarves to attack with their? What did you end up giving the dwarves? Spears or halberds?
We had it. Yes.
all of the above.
All of the above.
Spears or halberds?
I think spears. I think because they're
Spears,
pokier.
yeah.
In amongst the
shinier.
dwarves down there, I'm going to cast Infestation on one of the goblins holding up his shiny shield. So it has to flee in a direction.
Okay. Okay. So it's trying desperately not to get away. 7, 8, 9.
Holding on.
Okay, and you stab desperately at things. He's like, ah!
Only through pain can you feel the thrill of Ting.
Dad's one, religious schism.
All right, so the flame pours out, the spears go in, and you hear the yelling and screaming of the young goblins who instantly perished in the flame as the gout moved out across the floor. And you sort of look into the fire, and it sort of like crumples and falls as he screams, "No, no, Ting, ah, ah!" And all the dancers move off the floor, and all that's left is you in the center, cackling and screaming above what appears to be a charred corpse.
Hold on to the hands.
Yes.
Get the poker!
Yeah.
And I collect the poker with the hand.
Can't believe we killed them.
Aggressive. And I wink it. I can't wink.
A hatch opens up and a thumb comes out.
All right, and
then, I'm going to go then take his spot on the podium. And as his dying request, he asked that I take over as the new Grand Fubar.
all right, and as you move over to the podium, you see suddenly out of nowhere, without the shield, the Grand Fubar now stands there, and you look back. And you see that the illusion that they created on the dance floor shimmers and disappears. However, they seems like in that period of time they cast the illusion, and they are still quite severely damaged.
What about the pokey stick?
I have that was an illusion pokey stick. Does it like?
The illusion pokey stick,
Yeah.
as in their pokey stick.
Yeah, they grabbed the pokey stick.
That was probably an illusion pokey stick.
No, you have the pokey stick.
Oh.
It
Well, now
is-
you're the Grand Poobah.
I
That's
have
To his buttocks.
No, but remember they said like you would know them because they were holding the pokey stick, right? You're holding the
It
pokey
has
stick.
been bequeathed to me. I am now the Grand Poobah.
This is a strong
Yeah.
play.
Hit him hard, hit him fast.
They're like,
You're not the Grand Poobah. I am the Grand Poobah.
Who's holding the pokey stick?
It's
I
not,
have
it
the
is
pokey stick.
not just a pokey stick which commands authority. I have the authority of the Great Zarth more than the Great Zarth. The authority of the gods
Poke him.
themselves have deemed
poke him.
me worthy.
I poke him with the stick,
Ow!
and I said, Gregor, do you hear him? He's insulting the Great Zarth.
He says he's more powerful.
He says he's more powerful than anyone here.
He goes like, no one is more powerful than the Great Zarth.
Oh, you should strike him down. Smite him now. He is not a fit religious leader. I can guide you in the ways
give me
of
a
Ting
persuasion roll.
and Roller. Aw. 14.
Can I assist?
But I've got a stick.
Yeah.
Gesture with it.
+1 for stick.
He was like,
No. I will listen to the Great Zarth Bretteldonk II and see what they have to say.
You are wise, Gregor. Wise.
You're right. I am wise. Huh.
And you will see once you listen that he suggests
I watch
that I
him
should be
closely
the
while
new
he's
ruler.
listening. For any listening tips.
Oh, you should plant the seed in his head using your voice talk. Surprise him.
14. Is it the perception?
yes.
Well, then it's 14.
You're not 100% sure that the Great Zarth is saying anything. Their lips don't
I
seem
ask
to be
him,
moving.
using my message speak and it, like moving my telepathy in his mind, I ask him, what can you hear?
What? Stands up and says, the Great Zarth has spoken. They who hold the prod is now the Grand Poobah. Destroy the old Grand Poobah.
And all of these
I
Imperial Guards.
summon for the guards to do it because
No,
take his
stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I tell them to leave behind the shiny things as a sacrifice. to Ting.
Most of the shiny things were burnt
Pretty
away because it appears they were in the fire and then they got caught in the fire and then they mostly died. And with the, your all-out assault of surprise flamethrower. And
Surprise!
so they immediately grab the Grand Poobah and hurry them over to the nearest window where they are thrown out.
Excellent. Hey, Wild, do you want to use a vest? Do you want to use the dress next? I think I've got my spot here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to step out and I'm going to
Do you wanna
stand to the
drive?
side there.
You're right.
And you'll notice that I'm actually nude and just covered in like
Ew.
silver paint.
You don't want to move the dress down.
Sorry, you do step out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I
it's
take the spot where the Grand Fubar was, and I stand there with my stick and my silver painted form.
Mm-hmm. And your magical orb, clearly.
And my magical orb, yes.
Which still hovers above. Alright, and is anyone going to take over the piloting of the dress?
Yeah, I'll take over if you want to hop on back.
I'll
or-
hop on the battlements.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Unless it's going to leave us with too few propellers in the bottom. Propellants.
You will lose 10 feet of movement.
Oh, do you need me back in?
It's only 10
It's
feet.
fine.
We could just get someone else. Just tell some noble to get under.
I'll get Chet. Chet can get another goblin to replace for us.
I mean, you do have... Chet's like, I can't get a dwarf at this period of time, but I mean, you still have that attendant there, and he points to your little attendant.
Get
with
in.
you.
Oh, my stick, my magnet stick guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have him.
Oh,
Because he'd be useful, more useful.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to try Gregor again.
Alright, so...
Right. The buffet!
Yeah, okay, so you guys need to, while you're having this argument about buffet versus diplomacy, we will move to someone else in the room. Bickle, sorry. What is it that you would like to do? You detach yourself from this very enthusiastic. It was a pleasure to dance with you, oh, famous one of the Harrow family. I would love to dance with you again.
I completely ignore them and sweep past them and head for.
Perhaps
Black
you would
battle
pick up.
dress.
I dropped a hanky. Oh, upon the ground. Who will pick it up?
Wait, I'm going towards the battle dress, the black one at the bottom.
Okay.
Are they trying to do the goblin equivalent of a bend and snap?
All right. So you head down to the bottom, and obviously on your way, you're passing by Lars, and you sort of move along. And what would you like to do?
I talk to the person on top of the battle dress, and I'm like,
Pickle.
yes.
Before you do, sorry, Draco, just one moment. The person, just so you know, they're a cutthroat mercenary. So good luck.
Okay. And I turn to them and I'm like, hello. I would like to dance with you.
They look you up and down. Give me an insight roll.
16.
And
They can't see my face. They're only hearing this like disembodied voice coming out of like this pile of fabric.
yeah, they you can tell even through their armor-clad exterior that they seem to regard you with supreme disgust. And they move close to you, brushing past you as they move back over to the banquet table.
As they're leaving, and with Bickle in shot, I just want to throw more glitter at both the battle dress and Bickle.
Okay.
No!
So as you're moving away, and you go to throw the glitter, and you stop as
Can
you
I
look.
run as a reaction?
So you go to run, Bickle, and you look down, and you realize that in the time that they used to pass your person, they have neatly tailored your large robes to hug your figure perfectly and hang at ankle length down to the floor, showing off your face. As you look up, and you realize just how horrible they really are.
Some Swift tailoring skills right
Yeah.
there. Taylor Swift! Sorry. I'm having one of those days.
Regardless, you stand next to Lars and Drenko, and Drenko's like, "Oh, they're so nasty. I can't believe they did that to you. It just makes me angry. Angry."
Yes, very angry.
Oh, you best stay away from them. You don't want to piss them off. They'll do worse things than that to you.
I am very silently furious.
Oh, good to know. Thank you, Dranko. I really appreciate all of your help. Talking about help, could I have your a moment? So as you would know,
Yes, of course.
we're acting Vizier.
Of course.
And we're actually
Royally.
we're actually hoping to maybe secure the Thrat vote in voting us as Vizier.
Thrathford, need you even ask? Need you even ask?
Like anything in exchange.
Of course. Not only can I secure you the Thrat family vote, but I can assure you the Falzangol vote as well. The Zangol family always votes with the Thrat family.
Oh, that is very brilliant to know. Thank you.
I will go and talk to them immediately. In your interests.
Oh, amazing. I will go and talk to you a bit later. Okay, can I just-
Bye. And he stops, turns on his heel, and looks behind and gives you a big wink.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah?
13?
Yes.
Sorry,
yeah.
no, 12.
Okay, he seems pretty above board.
Great,
Just a friendly guy who wants to help out.
great. But Bickle, come with me. I think we should regroup.
Bickle, you're in close proximity. You can also make a insight roll if you like.
That is a 4.
You're looking dagger eyes at the black battle dress as it saunters away.
Bickle, come with me. We'll talk to the others really quick.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then I want to rush and try to find the biggest group of our family is the flag we have.
Well, you collide with Lilac on the way through.
I'm very
Lilac,
Hey!
come with us.
You were before. You were in a.
No, I want to find the Lark family.
No, in a second.
But they're such a mystery.
You say their name and then just immediately forget it. It's like there's some sort of
magic. There must be some kind of powerful enchantment.
Okay, well, what direction of the three are you heading in then?
Well, are you going to secure their vote? Because they get a vote.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Let's
well,
vote
you do
it.
that. We'll talk to the others.
They're voting for things? Okay.
Yes, for us not to be defenestrated.
Can we... Oh, yeah! Okay.
All right, and where are you guys going then? Bickle and Lars?
We will go to meet up with the new Grand Fubar and the rest of the gang, rest of the battle dress.
Whoa, over here.
So how many families are there? Now?
4.
Four.
And we've got 2 votes so far, allegedly.
and the Grand Fubar's vote.
Yeah, so we got 3
Grand
votes.
Fubar's
So really, we only need 1 more vote.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find the Larks.
All right, cool. Well, you've moved across the room and you have found the Larks. But before we... yes, of course. As you approach, you see 3 members dressed in similar clothes. But there is a large, very stately-looking goblin with a long, pointy nose, wearing a tall hat and many shiny buttons upon a very long jacket. They look around, surveying the room with an imperious nature, occasionally looking at disgust in the direction of one of their 2 children, who are creepy looking. One of them looks rather smart, always buried in a book. You know them as Beatty Lark. And the other is looking around and stares across the room in the direction of Shunk.
Nubbins.
With a wantonous eye. And you know them as Herculean Lark. Herculean Lark. But the head of the family, Golor Lark, regards you with a casual disposition. Says, yes, one of the head of the family, war heroes.
Of course, you should know who I am.
I do know who you are.
Well, that's good.
Mrs. Harrow?
That's correct. I am Mrs. Harrow.
Ah, are you a miss?
I knew you'd
not a
know who I
Mrs.?
was. Did you see me dancing before?
Yes, very impressive. You were impressively
I am
dancing.
very impressive. While we're talking, I'm just going to lean over to one of the other, people, passerby, and be like, do you know who these people are?
Yeah, they're the Larks.
Lilac's stunned.
All right. Is it? Yes, I am. I am Gololak. I am the head of the family, and I am come from a long military background, much like your family. In fact, I do wish that some of my children had the same kind of spunk as you. And he looks over and like, oh, Dad, says young Herculean Lark as he's like, I'm gonna go over here. Sort of wanders out of earshot, and Beatty buries her head deeper in the book.
Well, I'd like to say I'd heard a lot about you, but I haven't, and it's strange.
Oh, that is strange. Most people have heard a lot about me. I'm a very important person, big in the military, don't you know? Why, I could tell you some stories about the times I led goblin legions up and down the parade ground, up and down, turned around, back and forth, marching endlessly. Yes, I did indeed. Ah, yes, good, well-ordered goblin children. not getting caught up
Lilac
in
has lost
dogs.
interest and started walking
Stupid
away.
dogs. Horrible, horrible dogs.
She's walking towards the sun.
Where are you walking towards? Sorry?
Towards his son.
Okay.
While he continues to tell his
Yes,
stories.
I can't stand dogs. The worst thing in the world is dogs. Smell bad, barking all the time.
Bad, taste bad.
All right. And the young boy's like, can't stand to hear it. Don't say such horrible things about dogs.
He's really boring, but are you also really boring? She looks very fascinatedly at him and puts on her listening face.
Okay. She's like, I'm very. Make a persuasion roll to come across as charming and interesting.
No. So is that a 20? No, it's a 12. Persuasion, 14.
It's like, I guess, I mean, I think I'm interesting. I have interests. I have needs, don't you know? And he sort of like turns to look back in the direction of Nubbins
Oh no.
and Brittle.
So, is it like you who gets to vote, or your dad, or like...
My dad votes.
Oh.
Voting is boring. It's for old people.
Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you. Do you want to dance with me?
I would love to dance with Nubbins.
Wow, that guy.
Anyway, I was very busy marching them up and down and dogs. I mentioned how much I hate dogs. The only person who hates dogs more than me is that Volzangol character. Oh, and of course, Grigor the snake. Oh God, what a horrible person they are.
Oh, what about Beagle?
Grigor?
I hear he's a really good listener.
Oh, he's a gutter snipe is what he is. Scum who dragged themselves up from the depths of the slums to be here. They shouldn't even be here hobnobbing with us nobles. It's a terrible place to be for such scummy gutter dwellers. Can't believe they took advantage of all those loopholes and managed to get their way up here and then take advantage of the Zarth like
Why,
they are.
absolutely. Not like we war heroes who deserve to be here.
Of course, us great war heroes, yes, of course, we worked hard and long marched those soldiers up and down the parade ground, up, down and back and around.
Of course, and around and up and down and around and no dogs, but definitely
No
upwards
dogs.
and
Gosh,
downwards.
darling,
So what you were saying
you're
about
someone of my own. I can see you've got intelligence.
Yes.
Oh, I tell you what.
Smarts. That's what
those-
people call me.
Yes, you are indeed. I can see them on your head. The smarts, they're just oozing out of you. No, that's
So were you
Grigor
saying
the
that
snake.
the snake doesn't like dogs, and why hasn't anyone put him in his place? That's what I want to know.
Because he always stays within a very close distance to the Great Tsar. I mean, we've worked very hard, us nobles, to execute every other member of the Preteldonk II family to make sure there's no one else who will take over. As they've slowly descended into the drooling state of idiocy that they're currently occupying, we hope to eventually overthrow them and install a strong, vigorous Zarth to the throne. But unfortunately, Grigor the Snake took advantage of a loophole and created this station for himself as the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth. We're all trying desperately to kill him off, but it's very difficult to achieve when he stays within 5 feet, because if anyone gets within 10 feet of the Great Zarth, then they're considered to be potentially threatening the Great Zarth's life, and so the Imperial Guard will step in to defend the Great Zarth. If only we could get him more than 5 or 10 feet away,
Do you know anything
and we might be able to
that
do something about it.
particularly afraid or susceptible to?
Oh, no,
Dogs?
well, he definitely doesn't like dogs. He absolutely doesn't like dogs. I mean, but dogs, who does like dogs, right?
That's a good point. I certainly like dogs. Anyway, moving on.
You like dogs? I thought you were a smart person.
I think you misheard me.
The only other
Moving
person in this
on.
room who doesn't like dogs is that Volzangol character. Absolutely hates dogs. Hates them so much. Can't stand to be near them. Hates the smell of them. Got a long laundry list of complaints against everyone, including me, I tell you what. Anyway, yes, you gotta get rid of that bloody Grigor the Snake, undermining the integrity of goblin cunning and strength.
So, I can rely on your vote then?
What vote?
Well, Lars said something about a vote.
Where is
I yell
Lars
it.
right now?
Too far away.
Lars appears to be over here.
Well, I thought you knew. We're voting tonight for who is the best person.
Another
goblin.
vote? You mean there's 2 votes tonight?
Yes! And both of them you should vote for me.
Well, of course, if you exhibit the same kind of military tenacity that I do, and I know you do, because I can see those smarts just oozing out of that brain of yours, well, of course, we'll get along. You have my vote, that's assured.
Excellent. And then I dance away, spin away from him.
Meanwhile...
Oh, no, wait, I march.
Mm-hmm.
March away. Sir! And as I pass people, I go, I'm Mrs. Harrow. Mrs. Harrow.
Hello, Mrs. Harrow. Hello, Mrs. Harrow. And you're sort of like moving around. You almost bump into the fetal sisters. Like, oh, what the? Oh, Harrows. Okay, anyway, as that's going on, we are back over here, where our battle dress is like moving their way back over to the Grigor the Snake.
So what's my reach?
I believe you have 10 feet reach as a bugbear.
I need to get him away from the other guy.
So he's within 5 feet of the guy.
Oh, yes, within the 5 feet of the Great Zarth at all times.
What are you
correct.
thinking, Bess?
Just kill the Zarth.
We have a flamethrower.
If we kill the... Like, this is... If
Kill everyone!
You don't have to do it with your hands.
with my knowledge of goblin lore, if we kill the Zarth, do we become the Zarth?
Oh, give me a history roll.
Do I... I'm gonna ask that of, like, my dress as well. So
Oh,
if anyone-
Chet's like, what? Oh, yeah, he like pops up. He's like snacking on. This time he's got a crunch wrap.
Oh, God damn it.
Can't believe you didn't see him. He was like right there the whole time. He's like, what? You killed the Great Zarth. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have explained this earlier. It's a secession war is this thing. So whoever kills the Great Zarth can claim to be the Great Zarth, or claim that somebody else put them up to be the Great Zarth. And at that point, it's kind of open slather, and anyone else who wants to be the Great Zarth can come in and they can all fight together to be who's the Great
I have
Zarth.
no idea how this society functions.
And if
Just like our society.
and then whoever comes out on top is the Great Zarth. So I mean, if you wanted to be the Great Zarth, really, you'd probably want to win the support of other people to back you up. Or choose somebody else to be the Great Zarth after killing them. And then they would be the person who would have to fend off the hordes. I mean, really, you wouldn't want to do that, but, I mean, you do what you want, really. You're the Grand Vizier. I am but your humble servant. And then you look back and he's like, disappears.
Wait, so Chet is in there.
Yeah, he's in...
Yeah, he's always there.
He's around.
He's always just around.
He's like
Okay.
Nabby.
I will stick my head in there and be like, Chet,
Yes.
I will need the other robe that was dry cleaned as properly as possible.
It's like, oh my god, I didn't notice you there. You've changed. I thought you were a real goblin.
Yes, the Black Battle. Was there a name for that group?
No. It's just
You
We
wasn't
just
sure.
knew them
You...
as like the.
There was no, they had a name. The Black Battle Dress.
No, they're just the mercenary, the black battle dress mercenaries.
Yeah, that's their name, though.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
This is now their name, and they came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Yes, some very vile people have desecrated my outfit.
Yeah.
So I will need a replacement.
Yes, of course. We will do our best. I'll see if I can sort it out before the next round. And they are about to disappear when you say,
I would like to approach Gregor saying, like, so about that dance. And then once I get just before the Imperial Guard kind of like step in front of him,
uh-huh.
what was it? Like, wide and close?
Wide and, yes. Wide and...
You say wide, we say fire long or fire wide?
Fire wide.
Alright, awesome. So As you step up and scream, "Fire wide!"
Oh, my fur.
Yes.
Aggressive.
There are like 12 guards there.
All I have to do is just kill the Zarth, and then I'm the Zarth.
Well, then it's a free-for-all, and everyone's a Zarth.
I remember how it worked last week.
We don't even have the support yet.
Yes, be fine.
All right, so you are stepping up, and before we enter into that particular maneuver, we will see Garn. Is there anything particular you would like to be doing?
Oh, I am speaking to my masses and preaching.
Give me a performance roll.
Because I think they all need to convert to team. I'm going to roll it. Oh, gosh. That would be a 2 plus 2.
Yeah, a couple of people are sort of paying passive interest. Your
no
biggest
better, no
fan
worse.
is there.
Yeah. Look, could be worse. Could be worse.
In fact, they're all paying less attention to you and more attention to Lars.
Yeah.
Even your biggest fan. But you know, you're asserting your role and position.
Yes. I just want to make sure that they know that I'm very devout and very religious, and I'm going to hold this position to the bitter death.
So as you rush across the floor, Lilac, you are sort of rushing across, and you hear the words. In fact, everybody hears the words, "Fire!" And you know that it's just a minute before the second word. Now, of course, you're in the battle dress.
I'm going to clamp my hand over Vessa's mouth and go, "We need more of a pack! We need more of a pack!" And I'll stomp. Belay that order! Belay that order! Hatch is closed!
He's like, what are we doing?
Take us to the buffet!
The buffet. They are, of course, waiting for your orders. Bonk. And over at the buffet, you guys are like, and
We
you
could have won it. We could have won
Could
it.
have been over.
No!
My
What
plan
happened to
was
aggressive?
my plan was jump out of the dress and just like battle slash him if he survived it, and then just like battle axe him, and then just be like, I'm the Zarth now.
And then everyone kills you! It's a free-for-all for the Tsar!
Well, then I'll say Gregor's the Zarth. And everyone will kill Gregor.
That's true. We can do that.
And then the Tsar still hasn't pardoned us.
Well, then we'll kill Gregor.
It's okay. Well, there's
I
always
think-
a solution,
I
and the
sense this
solution is
trickle-down
kill whoever's
economics is not
working.
working.
So you, Lilac, you literally bump into one of these battle dresses as you're trying to rush across the room. And at the same time, your battle dress arrives, and you all come together at this point, and you sort of like bonk, and fall to the ground on your back, and you look up as you see all three of these well-armed and equipped ladies looking down and go, "Oh, we're so terribly sorry. Are you all right?" And they pick you up and start fussing over you. "Oh, dearly, it's terribly sorry. No, I found them first. No, I found them first. Oh, you're one of the Harrows. Oh, my goodness. We're such your biggest fans. We're so sorry for the misconceptions." And they also turn to you guys in the battle dress that you've been experiencing over the years. And, you know, we feel so incredibly bad that we thought that you were the bad people who betrayed our armies at the Battle of Pritload, falling to the lusty barbarians. But in fact, it was not you who fell to the lusty barbarians. It was that evil Gritzman Thornhold who was deceiving us this whole time. And we feel so sorry, especially for such a lovely and handsome goblin like yourself, they all say, looking at you.
Not a
Just
single
batting
one
their
of us
eyelids.
fell for the charms of the lusty barbarians. That was the neighbors across the street.
I
Curse
think
their
Lilac just
hides.
preens for a bit in front of them. Oh, well, you look like such majestic warrior ladies yourselves.
You. I mean, we do try our best to prove our worth on the battlefield for the great Zarth and the honor of the 13th Armored Column. Do you know that our father was one of those who fell in the 13th Armored Column, along with Tapot Harrow, your uncle? We're like the descendants. We're like, you know, blood brothers, but not blood brothers or sisters. We're more like, close associates who could get even closer if we wanted to. I'm the closest right now. No, I'm actually a little bit closer. Bonk! Clang! Push each other aside, and you can all give me an insight roll.
Like second cousins.
Wow.
I just-
19.
I just want to kill Gregor now.
11.
Or marry him, I'm
No,
not sure.
sorry. Oh, yeah, 19.
18.
All right, so everyone in proximity, who rolled like over 14, can tell that they all seem to have fixated on Lilac. Looking down at them, and they seem to be in mild competition for Lilac's affections at this point.
I just remind everyone in their heads individually that I'm very pretty and capable.
And I get this
and
from all the way
smart.
out the other side of the room going,
And apparently Bickle is circling around their legs or something.
Lilac is very pretty and available, and due to the unconventional upbringing, open to all sorts of things.
Unconventional upbringing.
Okay.
Yes.
She nods. Yes. I'm open to lots of things. And she shows her pointy teeth.
And one of them sort of steps forwards, and the other one sort of bonks them out of the way, and then another one steps forwards, and there's like this little jostling for position. It's like, would you care to ask? Bonk! I mean, me? To dance?
All three at once.
I don't know. Is that permitted by the rules, though?
So you're all holding hands.
All hands must be held.
Chat's like, all hands must be held.
you could do one of those like not like things. Where you
Yeah,
I
quad it.
feel- yeah. How does it work if you're holding hands with multiple partners? So?
He says,
I can't
look,
hold four,
I'm not
5, 6
sure if
persons.
it's generally, it's not quite the done thing. It's quite frowned upon in Goblin society because it tends to create power clusters. But that said, there are certain edicts in the past that have warranted this particular style of dance. It's highly unconventional.
Okay, I am going to go. Why? All three of us could dance together, and one of you can have this hand, and you can have this hand, and then I use my mage hand for the last one, and you can have this hand.
Give me a persuasion roll. Very important persuasion roll.
14.
I mean, I don't know if I could. Maybe it's kind of a bit difficult. And they say, clang, clang. You see them kind of like dink, dink. They
Surely,
sort of, like,
ladies, we
bounce
battled.
into each other, and you realize that they actually can't. Their arms as little goblins
Climb up
piloting these
on-
large dresses. Their hands can't actually reach each other. So you have to like try and get yourself in
Could
between.
Could I sit on one of them and then use my poker one to touch one, and then my mage hand to touch the other, or something like that? Would that count, or do
I
they all need
mean,
to have hands as well?
So, I mean, Chet's just sitting there going, yeah.
Hands, separate hands.
Okay. I'll dance with one of you this round, and I can dance with another one next round, and then you two should dance with each other, and we can.
They all look to each other and almost immediately, and in symmetry, say, "But who will you dance with first?"
I have a bag of hands.
I start doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And now I'm gonna roll like a.
Okay.
Okay, the blue one.
All right. Who appears to be the most forthright and confident in the family? Jumps says, "I knew it would be me. Yes, see, sisters.
Lilac.
I am most loved."
Lilac joins her in laughter.
All right, cool. And she folds down a little platform at the front of her dress that you can climb up and stand on,
Okay, I do so.
so that the two of you can dance together. And in fact, dring, 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 the bell rings, and the next round of dancing commences as you all move on to the dance floor with your respective partners.
Can I get Grigor? Can I get him?
So you rush back over to Grigor.
Yeah.
I'm dragged away from the contracts. As the
Your like whole plate neck thing is just like not working.
empty.
Yeah.
All right, so you
It's
quickly,
not empty, it's full.
you quickly rush over, and
Dance?
he's like, You shimmy your shoulder. Give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good. 16. 15.
No,
Do I get
shouldn't go that way.
shimmy?
Yeah, so you shimmy over there. They seem to be slightly mesmerized by your shimmying, but they don't seem to be keen to join you.
Oh no,
just
wait,
yet.
it's animal handling, so that makes it 19.
Okay. They're like, and they're trying to avoid your dancing. You can tell that they're like blushing a little bit, like maybe they want to, but they're also seem to be afraid for their life.
For good reason.
So, as they go ding 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 the bell, you're being.
Just bring the Zarth with you.
He's like, and he goes in and listens to the great Zarth. And he's like, okay. The great Zarth decrees that they will engage in this round of dancing, and the Imperial Guard will join them.
Like Weekend at Bernie's style.
All right, and so
He's gonna come with them.
Time for the Imperial Guard to boot scoot.
okay.
I feel like they're more of a bus stop.
How long and wide is the battle dress, by the way? Yes.
Well, it's considered a large creature, so it occupies like a 4 square area.
So, if I were to twirl while holding Grigor, he would be outside the range of the Zarth.
Yes. You are very. I mean, maybe I pegged you wrong, you harrows.
Whoa!
maybe I thought you were a different kind of a person. I thought you were terrible people, but maybe you and I could get along. Maybe together we could be the mouthpiece of the great Zarth.
Guys,
I'm sure the great Zarth would agree. Sign this.
Oh, it could only.
Pardon?
Here's the paperwork.
It's like, oh, sure, but I must add a subclause that the rest of your family would not also be pardoned. I mean, I think you're very good. I think you're lovely.
Can I hear any of this from where I am dancing with my lady?
Would you like to be in proximity?
I would like to be in proximity, yes.
Okay, give me a perception roll. Bickle, who are you dancing with this round?
Bickle is going to not. Where is Chet?
You look around.
There's
you
a
can't
little
see
bit
them
of
right
Chet
now.
in all of us.
I'm gonna go and check under the battle dress to see if Chet is there.
Whoop. Okay, cool. You go to check on the battle dress. You can also make a perception roll, but you're gonna need to make a stealth roll to go unseen by the Imperial Guard if you want to be unescorted on the dance floor. Or did you pick up some hands?
I did not pick up on that.
Okay, then make a stealth roll.
13.
All right. You managed to sneak through unnoticed to your current location. And you can make a perception roll as well to try and listen to the conversation at hand.
I rolled a 16 on my perception.
All right. Well, you definitely heard what was going on.
9. I'm just yelling like very softly, like Chet, where's my robe, Chet?
All right. And as you are moving along, suddenly the silence is broken by a deafening roar. Oh, sorry. Grand Fuba, who are you dancing with?
Oh, the guy who's covered in glass, because he looks pretty shiny.
Oh, you go talk to Paul Zangol?
Yeah.
Paul Zangol, hello. Oh, you're very shiny.
Yes.
You care to dance with me?
What a grand moment for you to be able to dance with the Grand Fuba.
I will ask
Oh,
you
not
to
only
put your
Grand
eyes
Fuba, but I
further
hear
up.
you're quite famous.
I am.
I hear that good things about the Harrow family, unlike those Von Thrats. Oh, God, I can't stand those Von Thrats, especially Von Thrats. Always smells of dogs. Such a despicable creature.
Not shiny at all. Very
Lars,
disappointing.
who's your dance partner?
I will be dancing. Who we left?
Dranko's there again, if you want to dance with him. He's very keen.
Yeah, I'll dance with Dranko. There's no one really. Our other votes are being worked on, so I'll secure the Dranko vote.
Secure
Yeah,
that
we can trust
Dranko
him.
vote. Dranko just pops up like, oh, hi! So fancy seeing you here.
Oh.
You're looking fabulous. Don't forget to mention how
thank you.
nice you look right now.
Oh, you look fabulous too.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad we're all in accordance here.
I say into Laz's head, careful with that boy. A lot of people don't like dogs here.
And as you, in fact, are making the most of your dance, you hear the whole ballroom is sundered by a deafening roar.
Ah!
Oh no!
No, no.
As suddenly, from across the room, a
Oh,
broadside is launched from the black battle dress. As 3 cannons balls fly across the room, exploding, centered in an explosion that centers on the, well, this conglomerate here, really. So, in that moment, they have very careful with their aim, however. So they aim it in such a way that it's not going to hit Grigor the snake, which is suspicious in and of itself. But this explosion lands right in the middle of the battle dress, and your battle dress, which I will inform you at this point, has a capacity to take 200 points of damage, or 150 points of damage. Has an armor class of 18, but this is just an area of effect, and you are not suspecting it at all. And so you all take you take 16 points of damage.
Each?
No, not each. So the Harrow family battle dress takes 16 points of damage. One of the Imperial guards who are on the dance floor just explodes in a shower of shrapnel and dies. Well, actually, let's falls to the ground dead. And the battle dress of sorry, a second. And Sakin Fiedel's battle dress is heavily damaged by a fusillade. And she turns you quickly, Lilac, out of the way of the blast. And says, no! We're under fire. We need to move away from this central location.
They're attacking the
Oh,
Zarth!
goodness! What are we doing? And we can all roll initiative
Woo!
as the black battle dress closes in.
Oh.
I rolled a 1.
Oof. Good. Roll a 9.
Alright, so. Yeah,
We don't have fast.
3s, okay, so we have Garn.
Harrow family matter.
Okay, so 3.
11.
Uh-huh.
Harrow
3,
family motto.
11,
Last is better than fast.
Natural
20.
21.
Except for Bickle.
15.
15,
9.
9,
1.
1.
The broad spectrum of dice roll.
Sorry, who got the 9?
Me.
Yeah. Who got the 11?
Me.
Awesome.
Lane with 3.
Yes. Cool.
Not as lame as 1.
One's the best.
Jeez, I'd
One's
hate to be
first
that
place.
guy.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm number 1.
Yeah.
I'm number 1.
Please no.
Okay. Bickle.
Yes.
What are you doing? You stand between the black battle dress that looks at you from across the room and, of course, your family. You're essentially in the front line. Oh, actually, that's a lie. You were right there. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
5.
You take 15 points of damage as you're caught in the explosion. You find yourself absolutely devastated by that, but not unconscious, I don't believe.
How far away are they?
10, 20, 30, 40, about 50 feet from you. Occupying these squares, and at this point, I will snap you to squares. Blink. Blink. Oops. No. Okay.
Do
I'm
I
dressing you in
I feel
public.
exposed.
was I able to see if if it was the one on top who like commanded the strike or what?
It seemed like there was no communication between the two of them. They acted in complete unison.
I see. Okay, I am going to cast. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. 18.
Mm-hmm.
And that's. Oh no, I need more d6s. Hold up. 8. Oh wait, do I have to make a roll for every?
You need to attack it, yes.
So that was 8. That's 14 to hit.
Unfortunately, the heavy armor of the battle dress deflects the flames.
17 to hit.
Again, close. You see the metal heating up, but causing no significant damage.
So 8 fire damage in total.
Even though they missed,
The first one.
they both missed.
They both
all
They
missed.
both missed.
I shot 3.
Oh, what was the first roll?
18.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hit. How much was it?
8.
All right, cool. You see but light damage upon the surface. Some of the feathers are burned away, and even through the emotionless armor, you get the impression of disapproval.
Just disappointed.
All right.
I glare back at them.
All right. They acknowledge your glare and give back in kind. Goran. Oh, sorry, not
No,
Goran. We're going the other. Lars, what are you doing?
I'm up kind of out of this at the moment, aren't I? Yeah, I guess I don't have anything to throw.
Well, you are dancing with Drenko. You're just outside of the realm. Drenko's like, oh my god, they're coming for your family. Somebody must have paid a pretty penny for that mercenary to come after you guys.
How exposed is the Great Zarth at the moment?
The Great Zarth is surrounded. Well, he's being puppeted by these 3 Imperial Guard.
Sorry, do you mind zooming out?
We're not seeing what we're seeing.
Oh, hold on. Where are we?
Very big close up on the. Yeah. So can I please, with Drenko, can we dance over? What's my movement? 30 whatever feet I could move. To get as close to the battle dressed person as possible, but I want to stay on the side.
Yeah. Okay, like this side.
Yep. At that point, I want to grab a dagger and throw it, I guess.
At the armor?
Sorry.
I don't have a lot of options, okay?
Dash and get under there.
No, because if I dash, I can't
Take
do
it out on the
anything once I'm
dwarves.
there.
You need to
Bonus action, dude.
Achilles heel all of those.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
about-
shut up. Yes, sorry, jokes. I'm going to dash. I'm going to get under there, and I'm going to start slashing at the dwarves under the dress.
All right, cool. So you approach and you slide in under the row of halberds that is lashing out or menacingly moving out in your general direction. They seem to have spotted you, but they are not able to do anything on your approach as you slide across the ground and make an attack against one of the dwarves.
Oh. 11.
Seems like they're used to this, and they just lower the one of them, so just does a little crouch, and the corner of the battle dress hits the ground, and he like shing, catches on the armor.
Alright. That's fine. That's my move.
All right, cool. So right there, and then the black battle dress goes into a spin, and you. A whole series of halberd attacks comes in your general direction. 2 of which hit, and you take. You're like ducking down, but you have the choice of making a dexterity saving throw to throw Drenko in the way of this attack.
It's not even a choice.
No,
It
I
looks
have
like
to
it's a
save my
savage
family,
amount
and I
of damage.
trust Drenko. So I'll take the damage. No, I won't. I'll throw Drenko.
Let's ask chat. We got 8 people. Lars, chat, should Lars throw Drenko under the black battle dress for their own survival, or should Lars take the damage?
Chat may take a while to respond. Do you want to?
Chat may take a while to respond. So what do you feel in your heart of hearts? You gonna throw?
Yeah, throw Drenko.
All right. So Drenko takes about 20 points of damage.
Oh!
As these 4 halberds go,
Straight
2
into
of them miss,
Drenko.
but the other ones just chop, deep gashes open
long
up
as
in
you've
his
got his
chest.
hands, you're
One of his
fine.
arms comes clean off, and they
Don't drop
fall
it.
to the ground. It's like, ah!
Can I catch it?
You're still holding it.
You get it. So you're still holding it.
Yeah, great.
Okay, give me a dexterity roll.
You don't want to get sent off the dance floor.
Only 8.
Okay, excellent.
Wait, is it a saving throw?
Sure.
21.
All right, cool. So you're still there, like screaming as they get cut up into a lot of pieces, but ultimately no. And then the battle dress moves away. You can take an attack of opportunity.
Great. Nope.
Not a great one.
Into this position over here. And they stand there and they look menacingly in the direction of the rest of our cluster. And as they've turned the other direction, they launch a second broadside. Now that you're all aware of it, you can make a dexterity saving throw. So Vess, who is piloting the battle dress, can make the roll. It is,
I have advantage because of danger sense.
just for reference, we're going to go here and give you a size thing. So it is occupying an area about this big. So that means that it is going to blast out, and it hits. And it hits. Oh, yeah. So dexterity saving throw.
11.
11. All right, not quite. So your dress takes, whoever's taking stock of how much of the 150 damage you're taking takes, one more, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 18 points of damage from the broadside. Dexterity saving throw? Well, you don't say, but I rolled particularly low, so you only take 10 points of damage as you're caught in the explosion. Are you still up?
Are you still up?
Maybe. No.
All right. So unfortunately, second game in a row, Bickle. The opportunist Bickle goes down, but they are not out. They are simply down upon the ground. And the black belt. And for please, Lilac, can you roll a dexterity for
The battle dress?
for the battle dress for Fiddle?
Am I adding my dexterity or?
Yes, just use
11.
All right, and unfortunately, they also get hit, so they only are smaller battle dresses. They only have 100 points of damage, and you take 20 points.
Me personally, or
No, the battle dress does.
battle dress? I'm gonna take record.
Once again,
Can
they
I-
turn you out of the way and go, "No, damn it, I must protect you." However, after that vicious onslaught and the repositioning of the black battle dress to move into a position to potentially assault you in their next action, it is Love. No, it's Bess.
Yes. So first thing I'd like to do is shout, "They're attacking the Zarth,"
Okay,
because the Zarth is with us.
great. Give me a performance roll
Sure.
or deception. Maybe if you're trying to,
Intimidation. I mean,
are you
I don't
deceiving
know.
them?
I don't know. They're attacking.
Are you going to attack the Zarth?
I'm not going to attack the Zarth.
Okay, cool.
I have a
Alright,
different plan
just
now.
checking.
17.
Perfect.
All right, give persuasion. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're attacking the Zarth!"
And the second thing I'd like to do,
The Imperial Guards look at each other going, "Well, the Zarth did choose to get on the dance floor. It's fair game." Yes?
it breaks my heart to do this, but I'm gonna rage.
Ah!
And then I'm gonna do reckless attack and surprise attack.
On.
Gregor.
He's just looking at you. He's like dancing around. You're swinging about. He's like clinging to you desperately as the cannonballs fire. And he's like, feels caught in a corner, but he feels like there's one person here that he can truly trust. The first time he's opened his cold, ice cold, stony heart in his entire life to this one beautiful, soft, furred bugbear that stands before him in a glorious battle dress.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Get the seal.
Please roll damage.
Yeah, and because it's a surprise attack, and I'm raging, let me just find enough dice. I need a 1d12 and 2d6 plus. That should be fine. And then
They'll roll high.
I hope so. I mean, it's not the worst. 5 plus 7 plus 3
15.
plus 2 and then I think attack roll. Does that count as an attack roll or damage roll? That's damage roll.
It's the damage roll.
Cool, so that's 17?
Yeah.
It hits. Oh, total damage.
Yeah.
All right. He's like between 2 attacks. What's that? Just the first attack.
That was just the first attack.
All right. You have a bonus attack if you like.
Yep.
You want to make sure he's down and out.
Yep.
Why?
Same deal. So plus 5, so 22 plus.
Oh yeah, that hits. Just roll for your damage. Now this is an unarmed or headbutt attack, seeing as you are holding them. So you've like used one hand to like bring the axe, or 2 hands to like swing the axe in, and then crunch with your unarmed attack.
All right, so let's. What?
Would you like to command the battle dress to attack him with its
Yeah, I mean, I'm also gonna.
spears as well?
Yeah, I'm also
All
gonna.
right, so can somebody please attack for the battle dress? While please, so you've got 4 spears striking out.
Okay.
So that's plus 2.
They get plus 2 to their attacks.
Okay, 16, a 12, an 18, and a 12.
All right, and each spear
So
does d6
14?
plus 2 points of damage.
Plus-
They hit on it's
No,
armor
that's
class 14.
only
so 14 or
the-
higher.
2
Okay.
hits.
That's only the surprise
3.
part.
Yeah.
So that's 14.
14 damage.
From the second or total.
14 total.
The second attack is an unarmed attack, so
Yeah, so
it's
that's only
your
the 2
strength bonus
D4.
plus 1.
So then that's just the 2.
You're asking the wrong lady.
Oh, okay.
It's just your strength bonus.
Yeah. So, my
Plus
strength.
1.
So my strength bonus is plus 3. So
Yeah,
then
plus 1 for 4 additional points of damage.
There you go.
So you go slash with the axe, cleaving it deep into. You like pull it up, and it's a remarkable feat of athletics as you lift up the axe and manage to strike it, because he's also holding the axe. Because you're holding it with 2 hands. You've just like crunched his hands onto the axe, and you pick it up, and then just like fling him up in the air, and then smack him. You like more fling him into the axe blade, and then as he comes down, you give a solid headbutt into him. It goes crunch, and then his broken body sort of lands on these 4 spears that just shrink, rise up, and 3 of them just impale through his body. He's like, ah! I will never love again.
correct. I am the mouthpiece now.
As you cry that you are the mouthpiece of the great Zarth, the dance continues. And it is, in fact, wow.
Okay, I stomp on the thing. Flamethrower, long, black battle dress.
Okay,
Fire!
cool. So you, all right,
Hit a few
you
people in the
fire
way.
along into the direction of the black battle dress.
If I can make it charge as well, but they may be a little occupied.
Oh yeah, awesome. So it flies over. Now, it is an indiscriminate weapon
Yeah.
that just goes across the floor in a gout of flame. And lands on many people, so all kinds of creatures become incinerated, including Bickle, who automatically fails a death saving throw because of the gout of flame that passes over the floor.
Whoops.
And it slams into the black battle dress, and it does 2d10 points of damage, please.
Okay, cool. 15.
Cool. Again, scorch marks and heat, and they're sort of like holding on to each other. It appears like their leather mittens underneath the chainmail, beneath the plate mail armor that they wear, allows them to have a certain amount of resilience against the heat at this point, but they are showing signs of fatigue against it. All right, and now, would the battle dress like to make a move action?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
The battle dress would like to make a charge action towards the black battle dress.
All right.
But
Does
not
the weight
into
of the
fire.
battle dress like
Not into the
completely crush,
It's all right.
like
Fire's gone now.
powderize Bickle's body?
No. No. We can try not to run over.
So,
Delicate
you move.
little dwarf feet. They just and step over, right?
They just delicately step over Bickle.
Careful! That's a war hero! Descendant! It's a war hero's descendant!
All right. So you rush across the floor. 23. You have enough movement to get to within striking range of the black battle dress.
Fantastic. And can I've been shouting a lot. Can I attack at them?
No, you've been using your action to do all kinds of controlling mechanisms.
Cool.
So you're welcome
I'm enjoying myself.
to do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
I can see it now. I am going to rush forward and pull Bickle away from whatever flamey bits there might be, and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh my
I will
goodness.
not let another one die on me.
Man, now that's a
We
cleric.
have a medic!
Oh my goodness. This is a thing.
We're going to have to
Thing
look up how
happens.
that works. It doesn't happen very
All right, so you and your dance partner, Falls Angle, sort of look around and go, oh,
Yeah.
oh goodness.
And I
What
touch
appears one of your
Bickle.
family members is now the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth.
Yeah, so I take my dance partner over with me, and then touch Bickle with my foot and cast Cure Wounds in that fashion.
All right, awesome.
And I'll let you know what it is in a second.
Of course, Bickle and oh, you must be carrying the corpse of with you.
It's like a hood ornament at this
1d8
stage.
+4.
Pretty,
Do I roll it?
pretty
Yeah,
much,
roll it.
yes.
It's just
You-
on the habit. And
Actually, if we turn around to the right sort of thing, what's the armor class and the density of him?
Look, you can try and use him as a blade of armor. There is a possibility that could happen, but it would have to be use your reaction on a given turn to allow that to happen.
That seems fair to me.
But as you go to the ground, you cast the healing. How much healing did you get?
9 HP.
Awesome. So you are back up just in time
But I don't break my dance.
Little
So go
scorch.
back down.
for the Imperial Guards. You're like, you appear to be lacking a dance partner. And, they escort you off to the side where the beetle says, "No, don't feel so bad. It happens to the best of us."
I believe you're wanted at the buffet.
You are, however, on the sidelines and still not too far away from the action. And in fact, it is Lilac's turn. You are.
No, I cured.
Oh, you
Oh.
did it. That's right.
I
You
did
a good
Clericy
thing. Well
things.
done, you.
Well done, me.
I didn't. Have I noticed either of the two people in the black attire? Did either one of them seem to be leading the dance?
No, they seem to be working in perfect unison.
Perfect unison.
Perfect
Mhm.
unison. The synchronicity is uncanny.
Okay, I'm gonna try
As
and.
if they were one person of one mind.
Okay, well then we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna try and cast Crown of Madness on one of them,
Okay,
on the smaller one on the platform.
okay, yeah.
They have to do a Wisdom saving throw.
They attempt their wisdom saving throw. What's their difficulty? It is your
Spell DC.
spell DC.
I have to read things. It's only a goblin.
Oh,
Should be there somewhere.
don't mind me while I stretch.
12.
Rules are happening.
12.
You cast Crown of Madness on them, but unfortunately,
Damn it.
they resist in this particular round.
And then I will move the dress towards the... And also ask the woman I'm with.
Okay,
Do we have any weapons or special... I don't know.
All right, well, strap in. Down. We're going for a hard run. And then you hear like a double tap on the ground, and then it looks like all of the maces that are projecting from the side sort of like move to a forward-facing position. She levels the pike in a forward-facing position, and then goes and makes a dash action across the room. She cuts a wide arc. Actually, she just barely misses the Harrow family dress. Actually, I'd like the Harrow family dress to please make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's your mistress.
19.
You're like, whoa, as you move to the side. Whoop, where's your hood ornament? There it is. But unfortunately, so too does the black battle dress move out of the way. Unfortunately, all these other
Carnage.
dresses like just like get waylaid completely by this charge of destruction as it moves across the floor.
It does not pay to be unprepared on the dance floor.
And we move back to the most acutely aware and engaged goblin in the world, Pickle.
Really cute. Yes. So I'm standing on the side.
Feeling fine with some crunch wraps.
Yeah, you dive up to the buffet. You can take 2 hit points back as you jump over and see there's some yellow lump. Your hand, one of the fetal sisters hands you some yellow lump fungus from their personal supply.
Ooh.
I asked them if I'm allowed to rejoin, if me and one of the sisters is allowed to rejoin the dance in the middle of the dance.
You'll have to wait for the next round.
Okay.
Troublemaker.
I am going to subtle spell infestation on the is the little baby one. What is that?
Standard goblin size?
No. Like there's like the big one on the top and then the little baby one on the bottom.
Yeah. That is a standard goblin size.
Okay.
It is actually, sorry.
It's
So it's
actually
not on the
standing on a
platform.
platform.
Actually
It is
standing on a
actually
little
standing
platform
Oh,
up
okay.
here, holding hands.
Okay, cool.
Make that dude itch.
I'm gonna try and infest the little one so that it runs off the platform.
Yes, a good move. You throw the infestation out, and what is your spell save
12.
TC? Okay, cool. Lice start running around, writhing around inside its armor. It's like, it's scritching, but in spite of everything, it holds on with supreme willpower.
And I disengage.
Back to the buffet. The hives.
All right, cool. And you are now hiding behind, stuck behind the skirts of one of the battle dresses up here. Lars.
So if I can, I'm gonna do exactly what I did last turn, or I'm gonna dash. Hold on, that went real poor for me.
Sneak under there.
Yeah, can I try to sneak? Under?
Okay, so you're dragging. Now, Drenko is not entirely dead, but they are supremely maimed. Like, oh, please, can we let go of hands? I'm desperately sore.
Okay, you know what? He's too noisy. I'm going to.
Lead more quietly.
I'm going to stay back. I'm going to go to 20 feet away, and then I'm going to throw a dagger. Which misses.
Stop getting in the
And then I'm going to back off with my movement action. Oh, no, I'll just stay there.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. You stay there, hanging out, waiting for the action to happen. The black battle dress continues to menace the floor. And it does, in fact, as it turns around, you feel the little dwarven feet beneath the black battle dress start to ramp up as it turns in direction of the Harrow family battle dresses. and there's a thundering charge across the floor. And I need you to make a... Whoever is controlled movement, you can choose. It can be Wild or it can be Best. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's not great. It's a 10.
All right. And unfortunately, you get caught in the full brunt of the charge. And the battle dress takes 6, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24 points of damage. And with that, you have taken... How many points of damage have you taken so far?
We have taken 60 points of damage.
Okay, so I need you to roll some dice. How many creatures are currently occupying your dress? You have Vess, 1. You have Wow, 2. You have 2 gnomes mounting the flamethrower, and you have 4 dwarves piloting the thing.
And a goblin with a stick.
And a goblin with a stick. We won't count the goblin with the stick.
And don't you have a gnome with a glitter cannon?
No, the glitter cannon is just for anyone to fire.
Right.
It's 4 string. So you have a D8, please. I'm going to start.
5.
Okay, so it's not you. It's not you. So 3, 4, 5. So one of the dwarfs falls, and you lose 10 feet on your total movement. So the dwarf falls to the ground, and now roll a second dice. Now you are welcome to jump in the way of that and take the damage for the dwarf.
How much damage was it?
20.
20. Yeah, I can do that.
The dwarf still stands. Make a second roll.
Back on your feet. 1.
Yes. You are smashed for 20 points of damage.
I
Are you
have
currently angry?
resistance. Yeah, I'm raging, so I have
Alright,
resistance.
so you take half of that points of damage. Half, you only take 10 points of damage.
So, okay, I take 10.
The dress rings across the way. And then it is this.
Cool. So I've declared myself the mouthpiece of the Zarth.
Yes.
I'm going to immediately claim protection. I'm going to demand the Imperial Guard protect me from...
You recall that there was a conversation before that the Imperial Guard was only ever protecting the position of mouthpiece because they stayed within 5 feet of the Great Tsar.
Where did they go?
They're back
Up
with
there
the
before you
great Zarth.
Why did we move away from them?
I don't know. But you look and you see immediately there are many, many other nobles around the dance floor, including Falls Angol, who looks to you guys and is like, "Oh, I see the Great Zarth is unattended. And on the dance floor. Someone could take advantage of this situation."
Well, it's the Grand Foubar. I feel like I'm already busy enough.
It's true, I don't like to mix church and state. That's really something I can quite respect.
So, so the black battle dresses attacked the Zarth.
Oh, that's what you've declared, yes.
Yeah, and people seem to believe
They have believed you. They believe they're attacking the Zarth, and it seems like they still believe they're attacking the Zarth, even though they're making more concerted attacks against you.
So, can I just, like, demand that they all attack the black battle dress?
You are... well, you know, there is
When's
the...
the
there is-
On the dance floor, they're not targeting Zarth.
also, the Grand Zarth needs to tell you something for you to tell other people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, can we...
What's that,
end-
Great Zarth?
Who starts or stops the dance?
Well, the dance will stop of its own accord. Each round goes for a minute.
Yeah.
It's been, which means it's been 2 battle rounds, but it was like, let's say 2 battle rounds before the whole thing started. So it's probably about 6 battle rounds before the dance stops, unless somebody... Oh, there is one thing that happened, which was the dance was started and stopped by the Grand Foubar, who ushered in the haunting and snorting, the haunting tunes of the Kazoo Orchestra.
Ah! It's not my turn yet.
Yeah. So I'm going to dash towards Zarth.
Okay, cool. Boom. You want to do a charge action?
Well, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to get away from...
All right. Okay, yeah, you managed to move. It's within your movement. You have 35 feet, and you managed to get up to here. And these guys are like, oh!
You forgot the hat.
Hood ornament.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
don't forget my hood ornament, my love.
My love.
Yeah.
I'm going to move it to the top so we can see it.
Yeah.
And then attach it to you. Here we go. Oh, okay, you are now 1 unit.
Pinned
Does
on
this
there
work?
like a butterfly.
Boing, boing, boing. All right, cool. Wait, I feel like you're missing something.
Class.
Probs.
Alright, cool. Yes, so you charge up here. Upon reaching proximity to the Great Zarth, and the Imperial Guard let you through because you are, in fact, the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth, Preteldonk II.
Mm-hmm.
Let me listen to him.
They go, okay! And they sort of like hold him up. The drool like cascades down from his mouth.
He says he is tired of dancing. End the dance. And I shout that to you because you're right there.
Yeah.
Okay, you all know that that means that the Grand Poobah must do that because it is the Grand Poobah's duty to start and stop the dance. However, it is, once you have concluded, Wild's action.
Oh, my action.
You are in the belly of the battle dress.
I'm in the belly of the
You can hold.
Deep beneath
Step
its
the
skirts.
pardon while you've got the jabs.
Yeah. I'm gonna fish around on the hood ornament for some form of seal, dangle on down, and stamp a family pardon.
Yes.
I'm gonna stamp it in Gregor's blood if I don't have any ink around here.
Alright, so give me a sleight of hand check to fish around. You can have advantage because they are literally holding up the Great Zarth, and the seal is dangling just off the Great Zarth's waist.
Yeah, that'll do it. That is a 22 on a natural 20. I was born for bureaucracy.
In fact, you fought the bureaucracy, you've grabbed the steel, you've stamped the pardon. You are now, according to the Great Zarth, officially no longer war criminals.
Yay.
You are eligible to be voted in as the Grand Vizier if you so choose. And so it goes to Goran's turn, who cries out,
The dance comes to an end by order of the Great Zarth and the Great Zarth's voice.
and so everybody stops their dancing at this point. They all stop. They all look around and look to the mouthpiece of the Great Zarth expectantly, awaiting some kind of speech as you all gather together.
Let me listen to what the Zarth has to say.
Kill me!
I think he might already be dead.
He's still drooling. The drool's still warm. So what, as a party, do we actually... What's our win?
Okay, battle dress huddle. Goran quickly swings.
Let's get out of the battle just together, guys.
Gather around.
Okay,
we want?
you all
Freedom!
you all get together.
So how many crunch rats does Bickle have to eat before they regain full health?
It's the white lump fungus.
It was
It's
the
a
fun.
Yellow lump fungus, sorry.
The yellow lump fungus.
But someone in our party does have healing abilities.
2 poor lump.
So
I
it'll
did
happen.
it, and you used it up every time. I don't know.
No, we're huddling. We don't have
No,
the
it's
time.
Yeah, it's
What
the
do we
instant
want?
dance is
Saying
over.
something.
and-
So
Are we pardoned?
well,
Yeah.
We're
I
pardoned.
think we should make it that lusty barbarians are legal and
okay,
good.
well, later. For now, we
I
want
just
to
keep
vote
repeating
someone
that in your
for
head
the-
whenever you're trying to listen to the Zarth.
You last. You were the Grand Vizier.
Seeing that
should
someone
free the
kept
lusty
trying to
barbarians.
throw me under the bus.
You should
And
make the lusty barbarians okay.
Doing it now, but it's more on the bus and it's much more enjoyable.
I don't have to be the Grand Vizier. I could just
I'm gonna
retire
be the
to our
Grand-
modest mansion in the suburbs.
Oh, actually, I do want to go back to Prim.
I have my Grand Fubar position here. I'm quite well equipped to deal with whatever is thrown at me now.
You know what? But now we have
I
control.
think-
We can pass those laws and bring Prim in. So I'll be Grand Vizier.
I think we should get the black mercenary folk to reveal who they are.
And who hired
And
them?
who
The
hired
mercenaries, right? So
Gregor
someone
clearly
in
hired
here. Maybe.
I mean,
We could just... What I'm hearing is that the Great Zarth is exiling the Black Battle Dress.
for crimes
Just
against
the dress,
goblins.
not the person in it.
For crimes
Pickle's
against
on the way up
goblinity,
here.
that's fine.
All right, the
They're
great
huddling.
Zarth. And all right, so the great Zarth has proclaimed
Free the lusty barbarians.
that the Grand Vizier stand-ins will not be defenestrated. That
Yes, that thing.
the black battle dress has struck at him most rudely, and so they shall be stripped of their right to be in this room, and they shall be exiled and defenestrated. We will be holding a vote, and you would all better vote wisely. And everyone gets extra crunch rats.
Yay! And
Best
so
past president ever.
it is the case that you all manage to work together to convince the people that the great Zarth Prettledonk II is still in a good and healthy state of mind, taking over the position of mouthpiece. And as you move on into the world, aiming to make the best and the most of your time, you enjoy this moment in the sun on the goblin dance floor, celebrating the life that you have to lead and the power that you now wield for as long as anyone can wield power in such a dangerous and deadly place.
Quietly,